today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, and they have a special deal going right now just for you. Receive your first month's payment up to $1,500 on them on select new 2024 GLE vehicles or the all-new E-Class now at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Rates begin at 1.99% APR on select certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. Plus, you can always check out their other deals at mbofstockton.com or head on down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip. A brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Kyle Draper's in Las Vegas. We should be connecting with him before you know it. The Kings are going to be playing Utah today. Summer League action. Jay will be joining us. Thank you, Simone, for keeping us on the air. Appreciate it.
Of course, I'm happy to.
Yeah, and also thank you for going right after Kyle Draper in your shout-outs.
Of course.
Had
to.
There we got Jay. Yeah, Jay yesterday came up short. He missed you, Simone, in the...
I was watching from home. I was screaming, Reagan.
Oh, really?
Yes, it made sense, like contextually with the 80.
Yeah. Anyway, big day today because, well, first of all, it's Friday, and the last couple weeks, especially this last week, have been so much fun for Kings fans. And this is also a big day, if such a thing is possible, in terms of next season's in-season tournament, because today we're supposed to find out. And no, I'm not trying to convince you this is a big deal, but it is a deal on some level. We find out what group the Kings are in today in next season's in-season cup. They have a new name for the cup. It's the Emirates in-season tournament now, and all 30 teams will be randomly drawn into groups of 5 within their conference based on win-loss records from last season. So, yes, it's the going to be Tuesday, November 12th, continuing through Tuesday, December 3rd, and each team will be playing 4 designated group games on Cup night. So it's very similar to last year, but today's a big day, Jay. We're going to find out what group the Kings are in next season's in-season tournament.
Man, you better stop all that nonsense around here, brother.
Let's go.
You know, I'm the wrong person to ask when it comes to this.
What group do you hope the Kings are in?
Is it letters or numbers?
Oh, that's a good point. Last year was letters, right?
Yeah, it was. So I'm trying to figure out what they're going to do this time around, but I guess I'll go with lucky number or lucky alphabet letter B.
Mm-hmm. I give the NBA credit. I mean, they're still trying. Last year, I think the tournament was, for the most part, at first it was, this is better than we thought. I think ultimately it ended up being a kind of a, all right. I guess it was better than not having it, just barely. You know, we will always make fun of the Lakers with their in-season tournament banner, but they're committed to this for the next few years. So,
of course, money was already grabbed from all the sponsors. You know what it is. Once the sponsors have already paid their check, they sent the Zelle over, then you know what time it is.
Yeah, well, they have the new sponsor. So it's now the Emirates NBA Cup, which is interesting because that's, you know, we've been kind of wondering when the Saudis would start to encroach or start to make inroads into the NBA and, you know, United Emirates Airlines, right? Perhaps this is the beginning of that, but the money's green and the NBA is ready to roll forward. We find out today what group the Kings are in, and Drapes is in Las Vegas. Kings are playing an early game today, right, Jay?
Yeah, they're playing it in an hour. Yeah, they got 3:00 if I'm not mistaken. And we're trying to get Drapes, up to speed right now. I was on the phone with him here.
Well, he's got a lot of stuff going on.
10 minutes. Yeah, he does. But you know how Drapes is. He can do walk and chew bubble gum at the same time, maybe even brush his hair.
He can. That's just, and he doesn't have to worry about his beard anymore.
No, absolutely.
But it's got to be difficult because you can imagine in Vegas, everywhere it goes, especially during summer league, everyone wants hey, Trey, what's up?
Everybody wants a picture.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was on the phone with them about an hour ago as we were trying to connect a few things. And there were a few people I could hear in the back, like, hey, can we get a picture with you? Really? And I was like, oh, yeah, come on. I'm like, dude, we got a show to run. Now playing. But trying to do get some connections and configure some things around. But I did hear a few people ask him for a picture.
There you go.
Want to shake his hand.
You think it was legit, or was he trying to impress you by telling people?
I don't know. Maybe he already slipped somebody a $5 bill, $10 bill.
I'm talking to this guy in the back, you got to say you
right, a little poker chip, a little chip from the MGM or something like that. I'm not sure, but I did hear at least. And I talked to Drapes literally like 3-4 times within the last couple hours. I've been on the phone with Drapes like he's my wife, honestly. Like the last 3 days, over the summer league stuff, I've literally been on the phone with Drapes more than I need to be. And I'm pretty sure he would say the same thing to me. But I definitely heard a few people, ask for the photog. And they were looking for the photo, the opportunity to take a picture with the Kings play-by-play.
That's kind of what happened to me when we were out at the arena this week. There's a couple people that came up and they were waving, and I didn't know if they were fans of the show or if they were fans of his. And so when the show was over, I saw him talking to these two people, and I thought, I don't want to go up there if they're, fans of Kyle Draper and in his broadcast. And it turned out that it was Family Schlegel and I think Jess. And so I should have gone up, but I didn't want to, I didn't want to be, hey, how's it going? And they'd be like, yeah, who are you?
No.
But I should have done it.
Well, this is the thing.
Faithful listeners to the show.
We've had this conversation more times than we probably need to at this point. You are a quintessential nice guy, as they would say. You're one of the nicest people a person could meet. I've asked you this question. Yeah, well, absolutely. I'm telling the truth. I've asked you this question a few times when it comes to what does Whitey Gleason look like? What does White Gleason look like when he's upset? And I remember you said you should ask my wife. Like my wife would be able to tell you that. I'm like, okay, cool. But with that being said, there are you've got a resume.
Right.
You got to check your file, brother. Like you have been around here,
right?
Quite a long time, right? And so with that being said, you have cachet. And I get what you're saying is like, I don't want to embark on the fact that somebody might be trying to ask Drapes for
Drapes, and they were having a moment. And it's like,
I don't care that Drapes and a fan is having a moment. Well, you think I care that the fact that Drapes is exactly because they're looking for you too. I've been with you, in the public a few times where people have asked for your picture, and have been mesmerized that you've been around. And so my thing is, walk over there.
You're right. I should have.
You should have.
I should have.
Absolutely. As Kyle Draper joins us. Drapes, you there, my man?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Of course we got you okay.
Hello, Draper.
Yeah.
What's up, fellas? What's up? I'm in the pans and the mops here at Thomas and Mack Center. No, I got a nice little setup, actually. I'm in the media workroom right now, chopping it up with you guys, and about to go watch some Sacramento Kings basketball, fellas.
That's a beautiful situation. Real quick, Drapes, we were talking about, and Whitey, I told him that I've probably talking to you more times than I need to over the last 72 hours, more than we probably need to talk ever again. But this is part of the game. It's part of our business. With that being said, Whitey asked me while I was on the phone with you a couple of times today, was anyone looking for a Kyle Draper? He didn't say that. He said, I probably interrupted you and all the people who were trying to take some pictures with you. And I said, honestly, there were a couple of times I heard people ask you for a picture or something in the background. And you're like, oh, yeah, come on, as you're talking to me and trying to take a picture at the same time.
Yeah.
I tell you what, fellas, I was on the Southwest flight from Sacramento to Vegas, and it was full of Kings fans.
Nice.
Like people are, we out here, man. Kings fans are coming down. They're getting ready for today's game. Sat next to a guy. Let me tell you something. And I hate this, Whitey, and you tell me this too. If this bothers you, Jay, you too. I'm a sleeper on the plane. When I get on the plane, your boy is out. I'm out. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want snacks. I don't want drinks. I don't want nothing. But this dude next to me, man, that dude was just talking my ear off. And You know how I am, fellas. I'm not going to cut him off, or I'm not going to be like, bruh, cut it. You know, but this dude, he's here for a bachelor party. But man, it was like, my gosh. Like, so I didn't get my midday beauty nap today. So I'm a little ornery right now.
Well, speaking of cut, you said you didn't want to cut him off. Manny Tulajid noticing your fresh cut, huh? You're looking good for Vegas.
Hey, you guys know you can't come to Vegas looking like a scrub.
You sure can.
You can't come to Vegas looking like a scrub. You can't come to Summer League looking like a scrub. And so, yeah, I got it touched up a little bit. Got rid of some of the grays and everything. So instead of 49-year-old drapes, you're looking at 35-year-old drapes. Right now.
I can't sleep on a plane anymore. Can you sleep on a plane, Jay? I just
depends on the
distance.
distance.
Do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, it depends on the distance. What I try to do, fellas, is this. Like, I like taking, staying up as long as possible, especially if I got an early morning flight or red eye or something. I'll stay up as long as possible to kind of tire myself out to at least let me light sleep on a plane. Yeah.
Yeah, I hardly slept on the plane to Japan, but I was so excited. That was a long flight. I was sitting there. I should be going to sleep. Couldn't do it. Drapes. I'm wondering who you're looking forward to seeing the most at Summer League. Which 5 players or however many you have off the top of your head? Because I put a little ranking here, and I will tell you before we get any further into it, Bronny is not on my list, and I'm sure he's very high on your list.
No, he is. He's in my top 5 for sure. Because here's the problem, Whitey, and you're my guy. We do the show. It's a great show, best sports talk show in Sacramento.
Maybe ever.
But Bronny's not a box score guy. You know what I mean? So he doesn't appeal to your kind of ilk, if you know what I mean.
But on your
the box score Avengers, or like, so I'm looking for the nuances of the game, if you will. No, I am looking forward to seeing Bronny, though, just his defense out here. I would love to see his offense pick up, but it just hasn't been there yet. I'm really looking forward to this 3:00 game, seeing Big Zach Edey in person.
Yes.
I'm gonna walk over there and measure up myself against him. Look up at him and just see how tall he really is. But and how about Dillingham? Rob Dillingham was my guy. Minnesota Timberwolves made a great trade to get Hill. So I want to see him. And you know who I want to see too? And I need to make sure both these guys are playing. Risa Shea and Sarr. Like, I know nothing about these guys. I know nothing. I want to, are they dunkers, high flyers? Can they shoot? I know not a thing. And so it'll be nice to see them up close and personal.
Wait, Whitey, you know who I didn't hear?
Who's that?
And so I'm going to let him try to hit the D list one more time. I didn't hear a Sacramento King on that top 5 list.
I mean, I want to see my boy, Jones.
Don't make it sound like you ho-hum now.
No, I'm just saying. Our number 1 pick, Devin Carter's not playing, bro. And no offense to Keon Ellis, I know what Keon can do. I'm not excited. Keon going to lock down. He's going to drop about 25, hit about 4 threes, help the team get the win. I see those guys all the time. I just saw him at the California Classic on Tuesday, Jay.
It's Vegas, though, baby. The poker chips are in the air. The blackjack is the drinks are flowing, baby. Come on, now that's different.
Drapes,
you know what I'm most looking forward to seeing?
What's that?
The blackjack table after the show.
Well, it's funny because as much as we disagree on things, my list of players I would most want to see is very similar to yours. I got number 5, Tijan Salouan. He'd be number 5th on my list. Number 5, I think he's with Charlotte now. 4 is Dillingham. 3 is Sarr. 2 is Risa Shea. And number 1 is Zach Edey. So our lists are very similar. The reason I don't have Bronny on there is because it just, what these guys do, it matters next year. What Bronny does, it just doesn't matter. It's nothing against him. It's like, why do I want to watch him play? It doesn't matter because he's just, relative to everybody else in Summer League and in the NBA, he's just not that good.
Well, I don't want to say that, Whitey, because I've watched him play, and he's elite defensively. I'm willing to say right now he is elite on a defensive end. The thing about Bronny is he doesn't do anything offensively that gets you excited. You know what I mean? He's not going to have a thunderous dunk. He's not going to break anybody's ankles. He's just going to be super solid, probably, finish with 4 or 5 points, 6 points when they play later today at 4:30, I think they tip off. So he's not an exciting player to watch, and, a lot of people have seen him at USC. We saw him in the California Classic. And so I think the the shine is off him a little bit, But like you were saying, Sarr, Sachet, some of these guys, we've never seen these guys, And Zach Edey is, the eighth wonder of the world, right? Like he's the guy that, I just want to see how the Kings attack him today at 3:00.
So if the over/under on Bronny for points today would be 5.5, which way would you go?
I'm gonna go over. You know why I'm gonna go over? Because we in Vegas.
Yeah.
It's Summer League. All eyes going to be on it. I think he's going to try to show out. The California Classic, no offense, especially down there at Chase Center, and there's like 300 people in that building. He's not trying to show out. Like, I think because the gym will be packed for him tonight. No matter the talent or how good he is, people still want to see him. So the gym will be packed. Lakers fans in attendance. So I think he'll put on a full display. I got him at 6 points, probably 5 rebounds, 3 steals today.
I just would rather see, I'm more interested in seeing Boogie Ellis, who we've talked about. We've seen him in the California Classic, who was a leading scorer on that USC team, was not drafted, and now he's playing for the Kings. I think what he does is more relevant basketball-wise than what Bronny does. And I understand Bronny's the big story, and everyone's so excited about, when's he going to play with his dad? People are going to compare that to when the Griffies played together, and it'll be nothing like that. But again, nothing against Bronny because he didn't create this himself. I don't think it's relevant to what's going to happen on the basketball floor next year. Boogie Ellis has a chance to, I don't know, maybe at least he's going to play in the G League, I hope.
Whitey, you being a hater right now, big fella. You're being a hater.
I'm not.
Let me tell you what. One guy has a 4-year contract. Another guy is trying to get into the league.
Right.
Ronnie's in the league. He got a
Why is that?
Deal.
Why is that?
I'm not Rob Pelinka. I don't know. I don't know why they say. I don't know why, but I think, and I'm with you. Boogie Ellis, fantastic player. I think he'll make some exciting plays, but Boogie might not be in the league next year. You talk about irrelevant. He might be toiling in the G League. And so Bronny, when we play the Lakers 4 times this upcoming season, there's a chance Bronny could get in the game. I want to see what he does against NBA kind of talent.
Compio says on the chat, Bronny and the LeBron James of KCK, both in Las Vegas right now. So how about that?
And LeBron might be here too, like the real LeBron. No, he's overseas. I was about to say, Vegas ain't big enough for all these egos out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that'll be fun today. It'll be interesting to see what Zach Edey does. There's a chance that some of us who were kind of poo-pooing him, maybe we were wrong. Maybe he's going to be, like you say, one of the 8th wonders of the world. He could have a big impact on the season. Let's hope not, because that's the last thing the Kings need is to see the Grizzlies land another monster like him.
Yeah, let's see if they're healthy. And if Zach Edey and Jaren Jackson, they could be the most imposing front line, in the NBA. Those two guys, because Jaren Jackson Jr., they list him at, I think, 6'10". But he's long, he's athletic, he could block shots, play good defense. And then you throw the 8th wonder of the world and Zach Edey out there. And here's the thing, and we'll see him out here tonight. If Edey looks anything like he did during Summer League ball so far, the Grizzlies are going to be a problem, fellas. They're going to be a problem. They're going to, if Ja Morant can stay healthy and stay out of trouble, they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a team competing for a top 9, top 10 seed. And so I'm looking forward to seeing it. Let me ask you a question here. Kings play in about 40 minutes. Should I venture over there, fire up the StreamYard on my phone, and give the YouTube people and the people at home a behind-the-scenes look at what it's like at Vegas Summer League before tip-off? I mean, guys will be warming up. We'll see the fans out there. I'm trying to decide, are we going to execute this today?
Of course we are. What you mean?
I was going to ask Simone if she wanted you to. It's up to Simone if she wants you to. Yeah, Simone gave you the thumbs up. Jay's in, I'm in, so absolutely, Drapes.
Simone's still there?
Yeah.
After I dusted her in the Whitey's way back chat, Simone was like number 1 on my list, but she's been hating on me lately. So
she did go after you today on Styles and Watkins a little bit. She just pointed out that she was victorious by a wide margin in one of your matches. That's all I think. And I think that's a fact. I mean, I think that's verified.
Show me the money.
You know what it is, Whitey and Jay, like I said, and for Simone too. I'm the LeBron James. Simone's like Deshaun Stevenson. You know what I mean? So, her claim to fame is, oh, I challenged Kyle Draper and I beat him. All right, you got me on that day, but look at the totality of the career. Look at the totality. I whooped up on Jay yesterday. So,
Oh, okay. Now slow your roll now over there, Mr. Draper. You got him a fresh cut. Now you ready to go.
Yeah.
Huh?
all right, I'm feeling myself out here. You know that.
Yeah, looking forward to you doing that. And I wanted to see what you thought of getting back to Bronny. I thought it was very interesting what Rick Barry had to say about that whole thing yesterday. And, you and I had talked beforehand, and we thought there's a chance, depending on how he feels about this LeBron thing, he may say something that actually makes some news. So when we asked Rick Barry about, hey, what do you think of, you have your son's playing in the NBA. What about LeBron playing with Bronny? And he gave a great answer. It's like, oh, it's great. It's magnificent. I would love to play with my kids. He goes, of course, it's not fair. It's not fair at all. What did you think of his answer?
No, I don't want to say I was surprised, but I was pleasantly surprised because he mentioned it as a dad who's had multiple sons in the NBA. Just think about the opportunity to play with your child.
Right.
And we're all parents. Think about the opportunity to do something at the highest of levels with your child. I mean, there's nothing that can top that. And so he was speaking more so as a father and not necessarily as an NBA player or a Hall of Fame or a great. He was looking at it from a father standpoint. I love it. I think it's tremendous. And I agree with him. And I've said this, guys. Sure, Bronny was drafted 55. Sure, he got the contract. But if the dude can't play, or if he flames out, he'll be out of the league, or he'll be a Thanasis Antetokounmpo, sort of kind of player just hanging on the bench as his brother, and in this case, his dad is playing.
Who's in the broom closet with you? I can hear some voices behind you. Have other media members in there?
Let me show you. Look, so I'm just here by myself.
Oh, okay.
But right over this partition.
Oh,
there's
okay.
the media room. That's where the guys that are actually doing work are hanging out.
I see. Yeah, it's not too loud or anything. I'm not complaining. I just sounded like you had some
You
other
being
people
nosy.
there. Yeah,
I know.
absolutely.
He's trying to any trades going down or anything like that.
Hey, thank you for sending me that Keith Smith post, and I had seen it yesterday, but I appreciate it. How much money do the Kings have left to spend? We've been talking about that all week.
Yeah.
They have the MLE. How much? Well, Keith Smith, he says spending power each team functionally has left. Room under hard caps or hard caps that could be incurred factored in. He says Sacramento would have right now the taxpayer, no longer the non-taxpayer, the taxpayer MLE, 5.2 million drapes. That ain't a lot to work with.
That's not a lot. And Keith got me confused, Whitey, because he then put out another tweet, and let me pull it up here, where the Kings, he put out a tweet clarifying what he said.
Okay.
He said, when it came to the cap space, like you were talking about, he said that. Hold on, I got to pull it up. But then people were like, wait, how do we have this much money? How do we have this much cash? And then he put out another tweet, and it said, it's hard to find, that the Kings had 7.8 million or 7.9, like the non-taxpayer MLE.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm totally. One thing we know, they don't have the full 12.8, 12.9, right? And so, but here's the thing, and you know this as well. They can make some roster moves to get more cap space too. It's not like they only got that. But I was looking at their roster, fellas, and I was talking about this with somebody else. I still think we need a couple of players, to be honest with you. We're very guard heavy. And I'm not talking about, going out there and get 2 starters or anything like that. I'm talking about who's the backup 3? Who's the backup 4? I feel like we're very guard heavy, if you will.
No
is
question.
Kevin Huerter our backup small forward? Who is it? Jalen McDaniels? So I feel like we need a Dorian Finney-Smith type and a starting power forward, to be honest with you, for this team.
I have a feeling they're going to end up with and I'm not saying this is terrible. We're talking backups like Day'Ron Sharp or Chetty Osman or something like that. What do you think of that?
Yeah, just a solid veteran, somebody, that some days might get a DMP CD,
Yeah,
Some days might
yeah.
play 15 minutes, but I think they need some more depth in that forward spot, and not just the power forward. Like I think we need like another 6'7" guy as
Mhm.
well coming off the bench.
Yeah. You know what else I was thinking about as we're still dealing with the news about Devin Carter, unfortunate news, of course, pardon me. But just think if they hadn't signed DeRozan and people are still waiting for something to happen. And then the news you get is that the guy you picked with 13th pick, he's going to be out 6 months. People would be going nuts around here. I mean, I think a lot of people, in my opinion, are already overreacting to it a little bit. And I get that. It should be fine. But just think if they didn't have DeRozan and the only news we had was, the guy they picked 13th is going to be out 6 months. I'm glad for that reason. It's another reason to be glad DeRozan is on board.
Yeah, and the fan base would be up in arms.
Yes.
The fan base would be out for blood, right? Like, what is Monty doing? I will tell you, though, coming here to Vegas and talking to some of the fans, they are extremely disappointed Devin Carter's not playing. Like, I even talked to a fan who was coming to Vegas but wasn't coming for Summer League. He said he would go to the games if our rookie was playing. Once he found out the rookie wasn't playing, he was like, I'll just go to Vegas to hang out and kick it or whatever. But I would love to see Devin Carter in this environment and get the fan base excited. The fact that we're not going to know anything about him till mid-January, that's tough to swallow right now.
Colby Jones is going to show out, right? He's got to, right?
He got to. I mean, he looked good last year at Summer League. That's why he got us talking like, oh, maybe Colby Jones got to get some minutes. And, he's a heady player. I expect big things from him this week.
We'll look more at the DeRozan deal, and we'll look ahead for the Kings the rest of this offseason when Zach Harper joins us. We got Drapes in Vegas. It's the Drive Guys on a Friday. What could be better? Sactown Sports.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, even though Brett Rooker was certainly deserving with his 18 homers and 54 RBIs, the A's electric closer Mason Miller is the team's representative in the All-Star game. Now, he joins a list of 5 other Oakland rookies who have been named to the team over the years, names like Wayne Gross, Jose Canseco, Mark McGuire, Andrew Bailey, and Ryan Cook.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver that includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with store bank account. Equipment taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
Nighttime is the right time to track your golf ball's flight time at the Hagen Oaks Top Tracer driving range. It's more relaxed at night with people enjoying the Top Tracer technology where you can play Pebble Beach at Hagen Oaks. You can compete against your friends in a variety of games or just practice with the Top Tracer television technology. There's food when you're hungry from the Hangout food truck or enjoy a craft beer on the brand new patio with relaxed seating. And don't forget the summer-long free concert schedule. It's the Hagen Oaks driving range nightly until midnight. Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway.
Next week, are we back right now? Oh, sure, that's great. Okay. It could have been a double, right?
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance.
The game at 3.
Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
What time is Harper?
Test under high-load conditions versus API speed test limits.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem.
Yep.
And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Dawn or dusk, I'm on the hunt. Skeeter here, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District, and I'm wearing Skeeter Vision, night vision goggles that light up skeeters at dawn or dusk like the 4th of July. Mosquito, 12 o'clock. Got him. So fight the bite by wearing long sleeves and pants at dawn or dusk when they're most active. Apply insect repellent and drain stagnant water. It's a breeding ground.
Dawn or dusk, the Sacramento Yolo Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you to fight the bite. For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
18 number ones.
What was I thinking?
Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hard Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITVFest.com.
Brought to you by McKee Brothers Plumbing, Rooter and Heat and Dawson Oil Company.
If you've been on the American River, it's uphill, it's downhill. There's trails everywhere that you can walk, and it just makes you happy. And I couldn't walk, and it was terrible. I was turning into a real crab. I went to the Good Feet store and I tried on the arch supports. I could not believe that I was not in pain. I can walk, I can run, I can jump, I can do anything. My name's Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Drapes is in Vegas, getting ready for the Kings and the Grizzlies, tipping off in about half an hour. And before we get to our special guest, just want to give you an update here. Largely unprecedented financial concession to give roster flexibility to a contending franchise. Jalen Brunson has agreed to a 4-year deal with the Knicks, $156.5 million extension, $113 million less guaranteed than he's eligible to sign for a year from now, and he has a chance to make that up, but it's all to improve the Knicks' flexibility going forward here this offseason. Nice enough to join us. He's also in Vegas. Covers the NBA for The Athletic, Zach Harper. How are you today, Zach?
Oh, it's a midday in Vegas. You can't be better than that.
It's too bad we can't get you and Drapes together. You guys both hanging out in Vegas. What do you make of the news? Jalen Brunson accepting less than he could have gotten in order to improve the Knicks' flexibility.
It's interesting because obviously everyone's kind of taken aback by it. Like that, as the news broke here in the arena, everyone's like, "You've got to be kidding me, right?" It's ridiculous because guys aren't supposed to give up that much money. And yes, he can make it back, and they're 3 years from now he'll opt out and he'll get paid a crazy amount of money and all that stuff. But I've heard some people say, "Well, the union must be furious at this," and I'm like, you can't really be mad because you're the one that agreed to the collective bargaining agreement that set up this kind of situation where with the second apron and luxury tax and all those dumb words we love to throw around in free agency and with contracts and everything, that's the world we live in, right? Like it essentially set up a hard cap. It's a hard cap without it being a hard cap, and you've got to work your way around it. And at least this way of doing it is Jalen Brunson taking a lot less money right now.
I agree with you, Zach. What's up, man? Kyle Draper here. And the thing about it is, it seems like the league has sort of made it where players have to decide whether they want to win or they want to get paid. with the way the CBA is and all these aprons. Do you view it that way? Teams got to be smarter. Should players take less? How do you view that?
Yeah, I mean, it is something where teams have to be very judicious in how they spend their money and how they manage their cap and who gets what percentage of all this stuff, right? I think I wrote about this for The Athletic not too long ago, maybe a week or so ago. I think we're going to see a lot more planning and hope when it comes to player contracts, kind of like how the NFL teams do, right? NFL, you get a rookie quarterback who is just amazing, and so you have those first 4 years before you got to really pump in that money and sign those historic contracts, and so you load up the team and you try to find your way around the salary cap until it's time for the quarterback to cash in. Obviously, very different setup with the NBA, but I think you're going to see a lot of teams hoping to create a situation like OKC where, hey, you've got these young guys who can play and who can win right away, and before 3 or 4 of those max deals got to go to these young guys, you load up with a Hartenstein, you trade for an Alex Caruso, you try to find your ways around the cap before it gets way too expensive, because it's just not about paying money anymore, right? Like it's not that. It's not the luxury tax bill. It is the restrictions that come with being in this first and then second apron. And I really think the league has made a mistake. I'm of the opinion, I know not everyone shares this, but I think parity sucks when it comes to the NBA. It's great for football. It's great for baseball. It's great for hockey. I think it's terrible for the NBA. Historically, that's been proven pretty true.
Yeah.
We got 6 different champions in the last 6 years. But this league was built on dynasties, and I don't know that you can really make one anymore.
Zach Harper joining us here from The Athletic, and he's in Vegas, as is Drapes today. Zach, as you can imagine, a lot of fans in Sacramento are still doing somersaults and cartwheels over the DeRozan signing. I reading your piece in The Athletic, I know you liked it, but I want to ask you about this. You refer to him as an elite playmaker. How much do you think he's improved, that aspect of his game has improved over the last couple of years?
It's tremendous. Like I'm so impressed by the way he moves the ball and the pace at which he plays that. With these guys who, like, DeRozan's obviously very athletic, but as he's lost a step, he controls the pace of how he attacks about as well as anybody, right? Like it's just so impressive how measured he is, how calculated he is, how quick he is to process all this information. And I think he's, ever since he left Toronto, I think it started in San Antonio. I think we saw it in Chicago. The difference is just Chicago wasn't a good team, right? Like Chicago just wasn't good, and so they didn't have a lot around him, especially once they started dealing with injuries. So he didn't get the chance to really elevate that team with his playmaking, but he's one of the best fourth quarter scorers. He's so incredible at running pick and rolls. He's so incredible at passing out of the post. Like he's just a playmaker. He's just a hooper. And I get some of the negativity on some level that people had with this, but ultimately my point with the DeRozan deal for the Kings was, they had to get better. The West is crazy. The West is going to be 13 teams deep, I think, this year. Like, we're going to see 2 or 3 really good teams not even make the play-in tournament. Like, it's going to be nuts. And the Kings could not just finish, with the status quo and go into that next season. I think they did a tremendous job of improving the roster. Is that going to make them a definite playoff team? No, but I think that says more about the West than it does about this Kings setup. Yeah, they're going to have some defensive issues, but they already had defensive issues. Like, it got a little bit better in the second half of last season. But I think this is a tremendous signing. I think anyone being negative about it just doesn't understand how good the West is.
Yeah, Zach, I was going to ask you, where does that put them in the West? What's their ceiling and I guess their floor, would you say, with this DeMar DeRozan signing?
Yeah, I mean, they're healthy. Like I think they can be a top 6 team in the West, but I think there are about 10 teams that can be a top 6 team in the West. It's a tough numbers game. I think they could. Not everyone was so down on them. That's dramatic, but people were down on them last year. Like, they won 2 fewer games, but that was enough wins to get you like the 3 seed 2 years ago. Last year it puts you 9th. Like, the West is just incredible. And so I think they're in kind of that third tier of teams in the West, maybe into that second tier, depending on how the defense can come together and how the shooting is. If Herter can bounce back, if Keegan Murray can take another step, I think they can sneak into that second tier. I think everyone in that first tier is, OKC, Minnesota, Dallas, and Denver, just out of respect for Jokic, although I hate what's happened to their roster this summer. And then after that, it's kind of up for grabs. And I think the Kings can absolutely put themselves in that second tier.
Yeah, I love the way you put it in The Athletic, saying the Kings got better with this DeRozan move, and isn't that the point? And of course it is. And we'll see. Maybe they make more moves as well. Catching up with Zach Harper from The Athletic. Looking ahead to the Olympics, does France really have a chance? I mean, I know this USA team may be the best USA team ever, but you wrote about how you're a little concerned about the French team. How much do they scare you, Zach?
It's simply Wemby. Like, to get me to be worried about a team that has Evan Fournier on it is unprecedented. I've never been worried about an Evan Fournier team in my life, and their guard play is not very good. But Wemby is just like, I believe anything is possible with Wemby. Like, absolutely anything. He is so good, and I think the thing to remember with at least this Olympic tournament. In FIBA ball, once the ball hits the rim, you can clear that. Well, with Gobert and Wemby, I mean, that's like you would basically have to hit nothing but net.
Yeah.
You can't get a friendly bounce. They're going to clear that off the rim, and that's where I think their advantage is, their size is. You can take advantage of them. You can spread them out. You can actually be physical with their front line and be pretty successful. There's so much crazy size, length on that France team that gives me a little bit of pause, but I'm going to be the obnoxious American. I don't care. I don't think anyone's touching Team USA. I don't buy this whole, the world's caught up. Everyone's like, oh, well, all these different MVPs from all these different countries. Yeah, they're all from different countries. They're not all on one team. They're like, oh, Canada's got SGA. We've got 7 SGAs. Like, I'm just not worried about it.
I'm with you, Zach. And the thing about it, too, is I feel like Anthony Edwards, man, the way he talked, before the opener against Canada, everybody's got to fit around me. He backed it up the other night. Yeah. I mean, is he statistically going to be the best player, you think, for this Team USA team?
I think he'll probably end up being the best scorer, but also let's see what Kevin Durant looks like, right? Like, it's a little too crazy. Like, Kevin Durant is so good he's so good at basketball, period, but he's so good in Olympic play. When teams can't focus on him at all, he just lights it up. So I think Kevin Durant might take that top scoring spot, but Ant is just, man, he is so impressive. He's so poised. He's so good. Yeah, he had a rough Western Conference Finals, but I think it was a great learning lesson for him. I think it was a great position to put him in. You learn through failure. He failed in the conference finals after being so successful in the first 2 rounds. I'm excited to see how he responds, and we historically see a lot of these guys who play in the Olympics take another leap. They get that understanding. I think Ant's in a position to start that during this tournament. Like, he's just spectacular.
Zach, one more if we could before we let you go.
Yeah.
And I hate to put you on the spot, but Drapes and I have a disagreement over something at Summer League, and we've agreed to go to Harper-tration here, which is we go to Zach Harper, and whichever you say, whichever side you come down on.
First of all, I'm so mad that I am 42 years old and I never thought of Harper-tration. Like, that's so
pretty good, right?
That's incredible.
Well, we'll see how it works out here. Whichever one of us loses is like, okay, that's it. We have to agree to go by the terms of Harper-tration. It's Bronny James. Is he worth watching? Is he a must-see in Summer League or not? Drapes, you give your side if you would, please.
Yeah, I think he is, because, and this is my opinion, Zach, I think he's a high-level defensive player. My co-host here, all he likes to do is look at the box.
I'll make my case for myself. You can.
Part of my case is shooting down your case. You know what I mean? So, but I'm
good lawyering. Let me tell you, that's good lawyering. That's a great tactic.
you like that, Zach? But I want to see Bronny in the Vegas stage, a crowd full of Laker fans. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
And my opinion, Zach, is he's way down on my list, if he's even on the list of players that I want to see, because it's not going to matter. If he plays this year, it's going to be a sideshow. I'm more interested in the players like Risa Shea, Star, and guys that are actually going to have an impact on what matters during the season this year. So those are the cases. We go now to Harper-ration.
Also, a great tactic is pronouncing a foreign name perfectly. It shows that you know what you're talking about. Like, that's also great. Like, you guys are clearly very good at this argument thing. I'm Team Bronny here. Like, I'm here for it. Like, I think the thing we don't realize, there are 2 things that I think people have to remember when it comes to Bronny. One, kid had a heart attack, hit a cardiac arrest, and played 5 months later. Like, that is, like, his body should not have been able to adjust that quickly. I get he's young, he's a great athlete and everything, but I mean, I think we got to give him a little bit of grace there in terms of his body catching up and his game catching up to essentially a wasted year. Also, have you seen USC play basketball? That thing's a mess. We can't judge him off USC play. Like, he's
Zach. Tell him.
It's terrible. And so I think, yes, it's a sideshow. Don't get me wrong. But one thing I don't like is people are like, oh, well, he's just in the NBA because of his dad. No, he's just on the Lakers because of his dad. He was going to be in the NBA. He was a really good prospect before the heart issue. Apparently he's going to be fine. Like, even if it's ugly in Summer League, I think he's worth a show. I think it's a great point about about the Laker fans. Like, they fill up this arena. It's going to be crazy here. I think he'll feed off that energy, and I'm like, I think he'll make defensive plays. I think he'll have a couple of fun breakaways. He'll have a good show, and then we'll have to pretend like that we think Zach Edey can be good, and we'll focus on that.
Zach Harper, thank you. We appreciate it very much. Have a good time in Vegas. We hope to talk to you again soon.
Anytime. Thanks, guys.
Uh-huh.
All right, Zach.
There you go, Kyle Draper. And I lied. I never actually agreed to, go along with whatever he said, but there you go. You win. You won. We go to arbitration, and you're the winner. Congratulations.
Exactly. I'm a better lawyer than you. How about that? That's what that proved, right?
You agreed with me. It's a sideshow, though.
Hey, man, I'm sign me up. I want tickets. I'm gonna be up in there, and I want to see him. And he's at what, 4:30? Maybe 4:30.
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know because I don't care. It doesn't matter. So I don't know when it is.
Yeah, 4:30. I'm gonna walk over there and give you the vibe of what it's like out there.
If he was in Vegas, you would care. You would go sit down, wouldn't you?
There's other games going on. I'd watch whatever else is going on. Who else is playing? Bronny. And that's, going with the heart attack. I know he had a heart attack. That's terrible. You make me feel like a bad person. Well, come on, he had a heart attack. I know. I'm not talking about his health. I want him to be healthy. When we come right back, TNT still has a shot at part of the NBA's new TV deal, and the conversation continues on the Kings and Summer League with Drapes in Vegas right now. It's a Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, what are you doing up on the step stool?
About to clean these light fixtures. The whole family's coming over. And if there's even a speck of dust in the house, my abuela will find it.
Here, I got a Swiffer duster to help with that.
A Swiffer what?
A Swiffer duster. It has this cool extendable handle that reaches 6 feet to get high and low, with fluffy dusters that easily trap and lock dust.
So no more step stool?
No more step stool.
Easily trap and lock dust from hard-to-reach places with the Swiffer duster. Love it or your money back.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The weather is hot, and so are the deals this month at Premier Pools and Spas Sizzling Summer Sale. If you've been anguishing in the searing Sacramento sun, we're here to help with scorching savings on new pools and pool remodels. After 35 years as the region's top builder, Premier Pools and Spas has the hard-won knowledge and expertise you need to seize your summer. But act fast before these deals melt away on July 20th. It's the Sizzling Summer Sale, only at Premier Pools and Spas. CSLB number 589234.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell with the Retirement Security Center for the weekly economic update. Hurry up and wait. It seems that we've been in a hurry to wait for the Fed chair to indicate when rate cuts may begin. Are we closing in on that event? Fed Chair Jerome Powell indicated they wouldn't wait until annual inflation was at 2% before cutting rates, as that may be too late. Cut too early and you refuel inflation. Cut too late and you could damage the economy and the labor market. Inflation may be receding as the biggest economic issue we are facing, with unemployment possibly taking its place. The chief economist at Moody's Analytics sees the labor market straining under the higher rates. The signal seems to be a September rate cut. While the jobs market is still robust, unemployment has creeped up 3 straight months. Areas that are dependent on consumer spending, such as leisure, are seeing slower job growth. The jobs market is still growing, just at a slower rate. We could see a Goldilocks moment where the jobs market isn't too hot nor too cold, just well balanced. Now we just have to hurry up and wait for the September Fed meetings to see if Goldilocks comes out ahead or the market bears are proven right. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advice advisory services offered through Osea Cafe Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Osea Cafe is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osea Cafe.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Maida Chevy saves you $12,000 off MSRP on every new half-ton Silverado LT Turbo Max. In stock after rebates. Always 5 to choose from.
Exclusive. All in-stock pricing at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
See dealer for details. M73124.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, tell me what's happening for Chrysler's Make This the Summer Sales event.
Everywhere you go, things are getting more expensive. But at Hoblet, we're working to save you as much as we can, which is why right now you can save up to $15,500 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorn or Laramie Hemi 4x4s. And we figured why not include no payments for 90 days.
You guys are going all out this month, aren't you?
From the time my grandfather opened the first Hoblet dealership back in 1949, one thing we've strived for is to treat you like family. That's why you'll find a big city selection and savings with over 400 Rams available with the small town care and attention when you buy from Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period.
15,500 total net savings on select new 2024 Ram 1500.
What's up, player? How you been, man? You good? You enjoying Vegas so far?
Bonus cash.
I know.
And 500 first responder cash for current members of the eligible First Responder Association. At least 5 of this net savings, sample VIN 190060. See dealer for details.
That's right, guys. Live and local. Every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Yes, sir.
Kyle Draper's in Las Vegas. So what do we got, Jay? Drapes is in position already?
Drapes is already in the building.
Yeah. I'm over here. Can y'all hear me okay? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, check this out right behind me right here. We got our Sacramento Kings warming up. They getting ready. They're about to put in some work right here. They're about to take the floor against the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to walk over here. Check this out.
Yeah, we got you.
I got my boy Mark Spears. I got my boy Steve Bullpet here with me. Spears talking business now. Spears, say what's up, baby. I'm doing my radio show, me and Whitey and Sactown Sports, 1140 kids.
Whitey
Yeah, Kevin Gleason. I know you. I want to know this. Give me your source on that DeMar DeRozan. I'm just saying, you dropped that out there, and I was like, oh snap, Mark Spears got it. Not on there. No, afterwards. No, I'm back. How you doing, man?
Am I on now?
Yeah, you on now, bro.
What's up, Whitey?
Hey, how you doing?
He said, how you doing? He said, how you
Who's
doing?
your source?
He asked who your source was. Like Stephen A. Smith and Jaylen Brown. He said, your mom. How you been, man? You good? I'm going to get you one next week.
Man. Y'all believe me, don't you?
I know. I know. I like how you dropped it out there, too, though. You was like, keep an eye on Sacramento.
Make the playoffs.
Yeah.
You did. Who threw out DeMar DeRozan in Sacramento? You did. Who else we going to get? We got to get somebody else, right? Don't we need a 4-man, though? All right. Yep. How you been, though?
I shouldn't be doing no Sacramento talk, y'all. See, I got this Oakland Beans hat on.
Ooh.
I thought y'all
Are you
was
mad
family,
at us about
man.
that?
I thought y'all was family.
That's not our doing. You know how it is. Let me throw it to you like this. So we're talking about the Oakland A's Sacramento situation.
Not gonna work.
How about this?
Ain't no how about.
Let's say
Y'all was supposed to be family. Y'all
let's say yeah.
Vegas to do that.
You know what it was? It was found money, Mark. It was found money. It was either give it to the man, Vegas, or come to Sac. We keeping it in California. Oh, easy. I hear you, man. I hear you. Nah, we all family. You know that. Let me ask you this, though.
Thinking about considering y'all in the Bay Area. We're not considering y'all, though.
No, we don't want to be the Bay Area. You know that. We our own thing. Bay Area is Warriors country. We don't need that. We Sactown 5-0.
Y'all F's country.
Hey, you gonna be coming to Sac for some games though? I'm talking Sacramento A's game.
Hell no. Only lose by 15 runs.
I know. Hey man, let's between me and you, where the party's at. No, I'm just saying, like text me. Let's get up, man. Seriously, let's get up.
Between me and you, where the party's at.
You crazy. I'll holler at you, baby. All right. That was a great Mark Spears.
Thanks,
I
Mark.
wanted to show y'all this right here. Sorry, sir.
Oh, wow.
We letting anybody up in the building. What's up with you?
Wow.
I'm live on there. I'm gonna holler at you in a sec. Check this out right here. I don't know if y'all can see this. That's the line to get in. Everybody trying to get in to see the big fella.
Drapes
Zach
is
Edey right now.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we out here though. We out here. All right, what else are we talking about? Let's see who else I come across. What's up, baby?
It's a lot of Drapes. You've been to the Summer League quite a few times. So far, in just your quick time, what do you think the ambiance is? Is it packed jam? Does it look like the normal? What's your feel on it?
You know what? We over in the small gym right now.
Yeah, you're in the Cox Pavilion.
Yeah, we're in the Cox Pavilion. And usually this ain't the big matchup for me, but it's a buzz in here right now, yo. Like, people are trying to get in. Like, the crowd is out here. You know, people trying to be seen. No, it's legit out here. It's legit right now. And when I got off the elevator and came up, I was like, oh, snap. All these people in line? This looks like, it's not quite like Wendy was last year, guys. But what's up, Swan? Look at Antoine security over there. This guy trying to get through here. I know.
So Whitey,
no, there's a buzz out here for sure.
Like Drapes is making his way through the Cox Pavilion right now for everybody that's listening and can't see on YouTube. And the Kings are warming up. They're taking the court right now.
Yes, sir.
And,
all right, Coach.
Is that
who
was that?
DC? That's
Tell
DC,
DC
right
give
there.
a shout out to the Sacramento City.
DC. Doug.
He's
Get
focused.
Doug for me.
Yeah, he's really focused.
Give a shout out to Sacramento, baby. Yes, sir. Hey, I don't think people understand. We the only station out here like this right now.
Yeah.
We the only station out here doing it like this. While everybody talks a good game, we showing a good game. You know? Oh, hey, girl. How you doing?
It's a beautiful thing to Whitey, when's the last time you've been to Summer League?
It's been a while. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's been many years.
It's one of those things where you really have to be a part of it. Like, if you're not a part of Summer League, if you haven't been able to have the opportunity to go, yeah, it is. It really is.
If you are a basketball fan, really a basketball fan, you owe it to yourself. Make sure you go.
And it's one of those things, and Drapes, you can speak to this. Everybody is relaxed. Everybody, you know, like their guns down, their walls are down. You're gonna see Hall of Famers walk by, and you know they're shaking hands and tapping up, and you know they're hollering at everybody. And you see as Drapes, for the people on YouTube, they have the opportunity to see Drapes walk around a Cox Pavilion when the Kings are getting ready to take on the Memphis Grizzlies. And so it's just one of those things. If you are, like you said, if you are an NBA guy or gal, if you are a Sacramento Kings fan and you have the opportunity, you know, to be blessed to go out there, it's one of my favorite events of the year. Throughout the sport.
Can y'all hear me okay? Can y'all hear me right now?
Yeah, we can. I had you on mute because you were dapping up everybody.
You see who I got right here? Jason Ross in the building. Hot Flyer in the building.
Henry Turner.
I got a question, fellas. I got a question. 30 years for this man at the station.
J. Ross.
Why you in row 10 or 11? How come you ain't courtside?
I'm playing today.
Oh, you playing? This is awesome, man. This is awesome. How'd the show go today? Good?
Look at,
where'd you do it from? Hotel? The studio?
Drake.
Oh, y'all just in? All right.
Drapes. Ask Henry. I need you to ask Henry Turner what's going on with the summer outfit. Like, does AT even got on clothes?
They clouded. All right, so Jay Johnson want to know what's up with the summer outfit. Where the rest of your clothes at?
Showcasing out his talent.
Where they? He said it's 300. He said it's Hades out here. What you expecting to wear? I did pack jeans. Did you pack jeans at all? Oh, you got long hair. You got to have a pair of jeans no matter what. But I'm cool. For dinner. Where are we going to dinner? You got a company-wide dinner? You got something lined up? Or no?
Drapes, we don't need you making dinner reservations on the show.
No.
Oh, my bad.
Do an interview with Henry Turner.
Do an interview. All right, high flyer, real quick. We had you on last week talking about DeMar DeRozan. You had a chance to digest everything. How you feeling about the squad right now?
I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good, but I still think we're in the lead. I think we need another big. I do think we need another front line player, but go like 1, 2, 3, we're solid.
Let me ask you this, because I said this earlier with the guy. I feel like we also need like a reserve small forward, like another 6'7" guy just off the bench. Who's backing up Keegan Murray?
You could. I mean, the thing about that, it depends upon where they ball.
Right.
Are you going to play him at the 2 or you going to play him at the 3?
Okay.
I always felt like you put him at the 2 to where he can be D-ball.
Right.
Because he can shoot, score, and bully ball almost any school in this league. So I think that's where he's best.
Okay.
But if you like him at the 3, you can.
And now to the
Maybe. He's going small then, though. He's going small. Right.
Mason Chill. Some of the best in the league.
Yep.
He can hold it on down there. It all depends upon what you want to do. You want to keep him in that defense. Yeah, we need to
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to take a break, right? You got to get a break?
Britney Spears ran into Wemby in Vegas. I think Britney Spears was wearing the same thing that Henry Turner.
Come on now, don't do him like that. ACS and gear is flossy. He got his Vegas flossy gear on.
All right, he's going to be with the team for a little bit here, right?
Yeah, he's going to be for the team here with a little bit. And, of course, the game is getting ready to go, so it's getting a little difficult. You know, Drapes is amongst the ears, stacking red and different things in the background right now. So we'll let Drapes do his one thing. He has to do that for the Kings.
Yep.
And he'll bounce back here on the show in a bit.
And we'll let you know what Charles Barkley thinks of the Warriors today. Finally, be right about the Warriors is our special Friday Summer League edition of the Draft Guys Rules on the
It's not to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hey, get ready to rock, groove, and have a blast with the Sactown Sports live events calendar. We've got an unbeatable lineup of shows that you won't want to miss. First up is Songs and Stories from Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees, coming to the Crest Theater July 21st. It's Brett Young and Chase Rice at Thunder Valley on August 3rd. Plus, Jason Mraz and the Super Band will be rocking Thunder Valley on August 9th. Then head out of the heat to higher elevation for the Truckee Music Festival on August 9th and 10th, featuring Kit Moore and Sublime. And here's your Live Nation lineup. On August 4th, don't miss the Outlaw Music Festival at Toyota Amphitheater featuring Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp. On August 15th, catch Donnie Osmond at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Then on August 22nd, Creed Fisher takes the stage at Ace of Spades. And on September 10th, enjoy the timeless sounds of the Doobie Brothers at Toyota Amphitheater. Rounding out this rockin' lineup is the Lodi Grape Festival from September 12th through the 15th, featuring Joe Nichols and Smash Mouth. For information and tickets, visit grapefestival.com. And then stay tuned to Sactown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here to remind you that the famous Bay Area pizza company Amici's East Coast Pizzeria now has a location in Sacramento, offering takeout and delivery to the greater Sacramento area. You can check out their menu and order online at Amici's.com and click on the Sacramento location. And as a special deal all this week, order any large pizza and get a second pizza of equal or lesser value for half the price. Use code HALF-OFF at checkout. So when you want a great deal on pizzas this week, use promo code HALF-OFF at Amici's.com and Amici's delivers.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Well, this is unfortunate. The Kings are taking on Memphis. They're just underway. We just heard from Drape's courtside, hanging out with Jay Ross and the High Flyer. We were talking a lot about Zach Edey, how much we're looking forward to seeing him. And we'll have other chances, but he's actually not suited up today. Jay,
Yeah.
we can't have load management in Summer League.
You ain't lying.
That is wrong.
You ain't lying, man.
That is not acceptable.
And this is 2 games I've seen.
Right.
Like, I haven't been able to see Zach Edey play, of course, coming off vacation, the boat and whatever. I tried to see him one time, and the one game I looked up on the screen, he was dressed.
Right.
Like me and you.
Right.
And actually not like me and you, because right now, as Coach Doug Christie calls the timeout, doesn't like what he see Greg Popovich style. He is dressed in a full-on sweatsuit with a hoodie, and we just talked about Henry Turner, who, he's got the short shorts and the tank top. Yeah, he's ready to do his thing. And so I'm not sure. Zach Edey must have been on the bus all the way over. He must not have went outside. Because this surely ain't Illinois. This ain't, this not Indiana. This not nothing up in the Midwest where you used to playing.
Yeah. I mean, this is big programming for the NBA. I know the ratings aren't huge, but the networks, ESPN, NBA TV, they rely a lot on Summer League for their programming. And why would people watch? Because you get to see the young players. When the young players aren't even playing, what is the point, NBA? That's very disappointing. Just the principle of it.
You think it's a team thing?
I don't know. I mean, I understand it, but it's just the way it's marketed. Like we had on here NBA TV,
right? And
the open for the game, which is Matt Weiner, and I think it was Greg Anthony.
Okay.
And so they're showing Zach Edey, and he's not playing. But the open, they're showing his highlights, and clearly they had prepared their open to be, this is all about Zach Edey. Yeah. So they're showing it. It's like, but he's not playing.
The graphic package, which probably lets me know they didn't know. They got caught off guard. Yeah. Right. And I'll say this. NBA TV, how much of NBA TV do you watch?
I watch a fair amount.
Okay.
I do. Yeah.
Okay. NBA TV, it's got a weird little vibe to it when it comes to programming.
It does.
It's sometimes it's like, that doesn't make sense, or they're off a little bit time-wise or, schedule-wise. And so sometimes things like that from producers. And then, we're peeling back the curtain a little bit, but you got production, you got line producers, segment producers, all these different, graphic producers. Sometimes they don't relay that message, and it's a bad job by them or bad job by the team not getting that information out there to NBA TV. And now they got them looking bad.
You're not kidding about Doug Christie calling an early timeout.
Yeah, he's going Popovich down.
Yeah, there's 8:20 left in the first quarter. It's 3-0. Doug Christie has already called the timeout. Yeah. And when Drapes, just a moment ago, Drapes was courtside. We know some of that audio was a little bumpy. We apologize. Thanks for hanging with us there. But when he wanted, hey, Doug, give Sacramento a shout out. Doug Christie was locked in.
He was locked, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I had an opportunity to talk to Doug a couple days ago, and he was super excited for the opportunity, to be the lead dog here, so to say, during the summer for the Sacramento Kings. And, one thing I know, if nothing else, when it comes to Doug, you're going to get fixed, focused, and you're going to get defense, right? And so, and competitiveness. Like one thing, there's some things that Doug is just not going to slack on. And so I know, those were some of the things that he had mentioned that he's looking forward to with this team. And as we see Boogie Ellis get ready to jump it up here for the Sacramento
Boogie Ellis
Kings.
is a player worth watching.
He is.
LeBron's son, Bronny.
Okay. Well, I will say, man, you kind of hating a little bit.
I'm not. I'm saying, why are we getting so carried away just because the guy's LeBron's son?
Well, there's plenty of things throughout history that I could possibly say, why are we getting carried away? Why are we getting carried away that Taylor Swift is sitting in the box when it comes to watching a game, just like everybody else?
I don't pay attention to that. I would put those two things in the same category.
Right. But I'm pretty sure we would be in the,
minority,
the minority, the small group compared to most people. And so I'm with you with the Bronny situation. I think it's a fantastic story in this, I guess, in this part of it is this. To play with your son, and you've played at the top of your, sport for 20 years, that's fantastic. To see, LeBron still be LeBron to a certain extent, he's not LeBron Cleveland, but he's LeBron now.
There's no question. You're
currently.
Right.
And to see his son who has familiarity when you look at him, it's like, okay, I can see LeBron a little bit in that. Right. And so I just think it's a whole entertainment value. And that's what Drapes is saying. I think it's like this, though. When you see the movie,
league, I'll give you that.
When you see a show, you see theater, you go watch a movie. When you've seen it once, if it doesn't captivate you, you've seen it. Seen it once, seen it twice, seen it 3 times. There's nothing else you need to look forward to. And that's why I'm saying, I believe if you were in Las Vegas and 4:30 was popping up after the Kings game, you being a sports guy, you being an association guy, you being a basketball guy, you would at least walk over there and be like, okay, I got to see LeBron James' son, Bronny, for the first time. And now the factor is over with, because it's going to happen when we go watch them here play the Lakers. That's going to be a factor. You're going to go sit down and watch him warm up. You and Drapes are going to be on air. Like, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
You're going to talk about it. So it's just part of what, what the NBA is trying to sell us.
You were just telling us about what goes on behind the scenes at NBA TV. We did get big news this week, and we haven't talked about it much, on the NBA and the huge rights deal and how TNT may still have a shot. We're right back with that. It's the Drive Guys. We'll catch up with Drapes from Vegas, too. Drive Guys coming up. Sactown Sports.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland, and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531. 808-2531.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Official word on Zach Edey is sprained ankle. So
yeah, all right.
Yeah, he has a sprained ankle. All right, I get it, but it's just still very disappointing. As far as the thing about Bronny and LeBron, I don't want to fight no more on that. We'll put that on the back burner.
Well, I think I'm with you. I'm just saying, playing devil's advocate. I can see why people are excited.
Yeah, me too. I just said that because that's the name of that song. Thank you for playing that. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Javier joining us on Sactown Sports. What's up, Javier?
How you doing today, Gleason?
Good. How are you, Mr. Javier?
All right. I wanted to see Mr. Draper. Is he not on air right now?
He's not on air right now. He's in Vegas, and he's got to do some stuff with the Kings. He'll be back on with us, but right now
4:00.
Yeah. Okay. He'll be back on with us at 4:00. Yeah.
So it's you, my man, Mr. J.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So I really wanted him to hear this because he's very high on this end of it. I've seen the Kuzma interest, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
Great player. But I feel like this player that I'm going to present to you is at an all-time low, as quote-unquote Kevin Herter is at an all-time low.
Mm-hmm.
This player shoots 4% better, 4.5% better for that matter, 3.9. His usage rate, 5 to 7 shots left.
You know what, Javier? I'm really sorry. We got to let you go. You're cutting out.
Get that name out there. Who's the name real quick? Don't set it up.
Can you hear me better? Can you hear me better now?
No.
Nope.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Just say the name.
Say the name.
John Collins, Kevin Herter, and 2 second-round picks for John Collins. He's going to play physical with an F, gets a block a game. He's going to do all the dirty work. He's athletic. He can jam and dunk. Perfect with Malik. That's the 4 you want to get, and you get him for Herter in 2 seconds. I give him up a first.
All right.
If you can't get Kuzma, but he shoots 37% from three-point line and has an overall better three-point percentage in his career than Kuzma.
Thank you. I don't like John Collins because I think he gives you real issues defensively. He doesn't play hard defensively, but I know Drapes loves him.
Yeah.
I talked to Jerry Reynolds yesterday. Jerry says he likes him as a fit. So I think you're onto something. Just me personally, I'm already giving up too much defensively. How about you, Jay?
Paperwork. It's all about the paperwork. He looks great on paper.
Yeah,
he definitely does. And the one thing that everybody talks about, and we all want, is shooting next to Domantas Sabonis. But a lot of times, we're giving up. And you make a great point. Defensive things. What else does John Collins do? And I think that's the conversation everybody has to have. Mm-hmm. And Drapes sounds like Jerry Reynolds. They're looking for more for shooting. And it actually surprises me because that's something you've been looking for, for the last season. Is I want shooting. I want shooting. Mm-hmm. And, so I'm in the mix of it. I think he got paid quickly. And so I'd like to catch him on the back end of what he's getting, what he's making in the $20+ million. But it is what it is. Mm-hmm. I can see why people love him.
I'd be surprised if they're not, seriously looking at that. Mm. I would, that's one of those things right now where they got to look at all that stuff. And I'd be shocked if he's not something that they're, because he is available based on what Tony Jones,
friend of the show.
You could get him.
Yeah.
Anybody wants him.
And probably for one first-round draft pick. You're probably going to get him for one.
Yeah.
Like you probably could get him for one. Because one thing most people look at him is saying that, and it's like this. I can't remember the player who were talking about it. They were making 20 some odd million. You're like, hey, that's a bargain for what he's making at the point. The name escapes me. When you look at John Collins, you start to look at it and say, he's right on the border of that might be overpaying John Collins. That might be a little more than what I want to give John Collins. And it's kind of the Harrison Barnes situation. Like, I think Harrison fit that mold for quite a long time. Is Harrison was always a businessman. You know, we call him the senator around here, but it was always at a fee of like, that's a little more than I would love to if I'm playing, you know, armchair GM to give someone like Harrison Barnes.
Atlanta gave him a huge deal.
Yes.
And then he was going to go free agent, but he opted in. And then after that, it's not that they didn't like him. It was too much. They were trying to deal him. They finally dealt him to the Jazz, and he's from there. And I think the Jazz thought, oh, this will be great. His numbers were good last year, but still ultimately it's like the overall John Collins experience it is in some ways kind of similar to HB. The numbers are better, but it seems like the teams that have them are kind of, but that's we expected a lot more. So.
Yeah, you're always looking for that last flip of the switch. You know, and that's kind of eluded Harrison when it comes to on-court stuff. Like, one thing Harrison Barnes does is he's a stalwart in the community. You know, him and his wife, Brittany, they're fantastic. They do great things that you don't hear of because they're not the type of people that's going to be rah-rah. They're the type of people that supports the community without, you know, being in front of the camera. With that being said, when it comes to being on the court, we know what Harrison Barnes is going to bring. He's going to be available. After that, it's kind of a coin flip. And I think with John Collins, and I think that's the press that, and please correct me if I'm wrong, when it comes to his detractors, we know he's going to play. We know he's going to shoot. But what else is he giving me for what I'm paying?
Yeah.
And I think that's the big point when it comes to John Collins is, what else am I getting besides the fact of a big who can shoot next to Domantas Sabonis?
And Javier, you're absolutely right. I mean, there's no denying it. His shooting numbers, he's a good shooter, good 3-point shooter.
Right.
So there's no way around that. The NBA agreeing to terms on that new media rights deal, $76 billion. $76 billion. So there's a board of governors meeting next week in Vegas with the Summer League going on. And so it looks like, it's not official yet, the deals will go through various committees and then they'll be finalized around that time. And, you know, who cares about that? Well, once they finalize that, TNT then has the right to match one of the deals. And I say one of because you got ESPN, ABC doing the bulk of it. You also got
Amazon.
Prime Video will have games on Thursday nights after it's done carrying NFL games. Other nights would be Friday and Saturday. NBC and Prime Video alternate who carries the conference finals. So anyway, it looks like TNT Sports, they're paying $1.4 billion per season. They might be able to, they could choose to match NBC or Prime Videos, the streaming. They're paying $1.8 billion per year. So TNT could match one of those. Charles Barkley said today, he says, it's not right. There's too many people that can't afford to stream.
Yeah.
And the league is pricing itself out of the homes of people that are good fans, but just can't afford that.
I've said this about the football, but nobody about the NFL. No one wants to pay attention because, again, people play fantasy football. People care about fantasy football. So they're going to do what they need to do to make it happen. The NFL spreading thin, and it's not even thin because they're making their money, but spreading their programming across the board, and the NBA doing the same thing, it turns me off, man. I'll be honest. Like, when things get a little too difficult to start to find on entertainment, like, entertainment is supposed to be easy for me. I don't need to go do algorithms to try to find, where I'm watching the football game. That's me. I'm a little different, but this is the thing. And this is what some of the leagues, to me, are getting ready to have to worry about. And you tell me how you feel about it. 916-339-1140 and Whitey at the same time. You tell me. If it becomes too hard or difficult to find, I'm the person that the NFL, the NBA has in pocket already. I'm already a fan. They're trying to garner new fans. They're counting on my money already. So if you're starting to lose base foundation customers, I think you start to have a problem. How about yourself?
I'm okay with it. I understand your point, and I understand a lot of people are going to have a
but
problem.
You don't want to see Bronny, but you'll sign up for Peacock. You're going to go into the Prime. You're going to find you on Zeus Network. Like, come on, man.
Here's why I like it, if I'm reading this right. So you'd have Saturday, Sunday, ESPN, ABC with show games. Monday, let's see, NBC showcase games Sunday nights. What's the NFL seasons?
You see how hard it is just for you to read it?
And a Monday night package of games would be on Peacock. So you see that I got Sunday, I got Monday, I got Tuesday, I got ESPN games on Wednesday. I don't know if anyone's doing anything.
You got to put
Thursday.
this in a
ESPN's doing Wednesday and Friday and Sunday games. There's a game every day of the week. Yeah, that.
Look how difficult it was for you to even find that with the algorithm. That's like
once you learn it, once you learn the pattern, you know, and then you also have the Kings games on.
Then it changes.
A lot of basketball.
It changes. Then it's going to change next season, and then we'll be complaining about it just like we've done the NFL the last 5 seasons.
If you don't like it, like I don't like the Peacock games.
There you go.
Watch them.
But that's what I'm saying but this is the thing. You're losing people like myself who are built-in fans.
Well,
you're counting on my money, Whitey.
Part of the thing is, this is incredible. I think we talked about this. I don't mean to be redundant. When Peacock had that playoff game on, they had, it was the Chiefs and the Dolphins. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there was a huge percentage of people that bought that game, a large percentage, way better than 50% of the people that bought that game kept the service.
Yeah, but that's not this is the thing.
Even though they bought it just for that game, Jay, and I don't know, maybe it's just like, I don't know, I forgot.
Yes, that's it.
So
that's it.
Yeah.
That's the point. There people are saying, well, how many times have you see commercials? They got apps that's built to take away apps that you bought. Like,
I know.
That's the point. People didn't sign up and keep Peacock. Oh, you know what? Next season, I'm gonna go ahead and watch Peacock. No, man, I'm paying this $6.99. I forgot about it. Who cares? Oh, you know what? My significant other is watching Sell Beverly Hills off of it. Like, it's just one of those things, man, where it's a constant flux. And to me, when you start to have change, a lot of people, not saying everybody, I hear what you're talking about, then don't do it. I hear you.
Right.
But there's a lot of people who's not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to start to have some issues. Guaranteed. It's going to happen, man.
Yeah. When NBC and Turner, let's see, this is way back when, and I know that, you know, this is one of those, wow, it's so much more money now than it was then. And I know that's the nature of things. But it is interesting. For the 98-99 season, NBC and Turner agreed on a 4-year deal. It was worth $2.6 billion. And the salary cap was $30 million per team.
That's chump change.
The average salary was $2.5 million. $2.5 million. Again, it grows. I'm not saying it was better than. It's remarkable, but we're getting to the point where, let's see, Luka pretty soon. Luka could be making like $80 million a year.
Well, we talked about it here with De'Aaron Fox. He turned down extension this year. If he makes all league, he'll get $359 next year, which would make him the highest paid. And then it's the quarterback syndrome.
Yeah,
who's next?
Right.
Who's next? Who's next?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll cap it somewhere. You can't be paying someone $600, $700, $800 million. Like, where's the cap? $1 billion for a contract? Yeah. I'm not sure, if we get there, but 76, that's $7.6 billion for the next 10 years.
The cap is, to me, Jay, it's when you have whoever it is, somebody's making $100 million a year, right? Whoever it is, $100 million a year. All of a sudden it's like, man, I don't need to play that hard.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make them a bad person. It's like, it's human nature. I'm getting $100 million.
Yeah.
Do I really need to go out
there?
Man,
I'm waking up in those 1,000 thread count sheets.
Yes.
I'm with you.
I'll play 2 years and then I don't care if we win.
I'm out. It's like college. I'm going to go to school for the fall semester. Once the season starts, by the time our season is done and that progress report comes out in the spring,
right,
I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the same thing. If you pay me $250 million in 2 years, I'm set for life.
Yeah.
I'm no longer hungry. I'm not and it's interesting. I mean, there's a reason why they got $76 million, and it's because all of these different apps are fighting over to have the rights. And that's why it's spread across. Mm-hmm. Like you really need a matrix to figure out where you're going to watch a game and on what day.
Chart, color-coded chart.
Man, come on, man.
Right, or a wheel of some kind, or
I'm not doing it.
Computer. There's probably there should be an app that just keeps
That's track true.
Which channel the game's on.
Don't say that out too loud. We could utilize this.
I know.
Because it changes every year.
Yeah.
It changes every year, literally. Remember Yahoo had Thursday nights? You remember that 2-3 seasons? It was like 2 seasons ago. Yahoo had Thursday nights. They're out. Bye.
That's it, Jay. We're rich. We're on what channel is the game on app?
Tech company. Here we come. Here we come. Somebody is literally thinking of that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we already got it. It's already
Yeah,
done.
it is. Let me send that down to downtown, get that copy written.
I know we want to take a time out here. During the pandemic, when everyone was so, obviously for good reason, so concerned about spreading germs, I came up with an idea for a dome that you put over the birthday cake. And the dome, plastic dome, has holes in it for the candles. So you put it over the cake, happy birthday to you, you blow it out, and then you take the plastic piece off. And I thought, this is great. I found out someone had already trademarked it.
Really?
Yes.
Man. Out of necessity, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that was created is out of necessity.
Yeah, I thought, this is great. I'm going to make a lot of money. Someone beat me
Psych.
to it. When we come back, how the A's moved to Sacramento, holding up MLB schedule for next year. As we roll on here, it's Jay and Whitey. We got Drapes in Las Vegas, pardon me. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body?
Huh?
That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool has been put away. Now's the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Okay, if you're sleeping on the hot summer styles and great prices at Kohl's, you're missing out. I just shopped there and scored stylish shirts for my husband, along with some cute crochet dresses for myself. Plus, I saved 30% with my Kohl's card. But even if you don't have one, you can still save an extra 20% on some other great finds and earn Kohl's cash. So what are you waiting for? Take your summer style from hot to sizzling and get to Kohl's. Select styles, 20% off GPO, valid through July 21st. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
18 number ones.
What was I thinking?
Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITVFest.com.
Brought to you by McKee Brothers, Clemmy Rooter and Heat, and Dawson Oil Company.
I'm a very active person that likes to move around and go. The pain I was in was really excruciating. It was actually debilitating. I was basically heading towards a sedentary lifestyle. I had really tried everything, but I quickly lost hope with all of the things that we had tried, and that's what led me to the Good Feet store. And when I found the Good Feet system, it really just changed everything. It brought me back to life. I have my active lifestyle back.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
This segment is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville. Check them out at kiaofvacaville.com.
Did you know about 1/3 of our lives is spent sleeping? Hi, this is Franklin Rosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. If we're going to spend that much time in our bedrooms, then our bedrooms ought to reflect our personalities. I remember many weekend mornings when our kids would jump into our beds trying to coax us to start our days more on their schedules than ours. Naturewood Home Furnishings' huge bedroom sale is here, And there's no better time to find the perfect accent piece for your bedroom, or even better, to start fresh by designing your bedroom to fit your lifestyle. From a new mattress and foundation to dressers to nightstands to lamps and more, Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you create a space from simple to luxurious and anything in between. Just drop by and let Naturewood's team help you envision a bedroom fit for 1/3 of your life. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable bedroom sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water rail.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Yeah, it's still early. 8:42 left in the second quarter. But right now, Jay, my prediction that the Kings would win Summer League, not looking great. Memphis leading the Kings 30-19. Long ways to go, I know.
You're good.
A lot of fries left in the bag, I know, but still. This is without Zach Edey. Memphis having their way early with the Kings and Drew Timme.
Yeah, we got to get on the glass right there. We're giving up rebounds, open. I need DC to go out on the floor in the middle of free throw line and just throw a chair real quick.
Or just show somebody some defensive slides. That's not how you play defense.
That too. They've turned the ball over with some very clueless turnovers. Every time I look up, I feel like the Kings are turning the ball over. They're playing, very loose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Zach Galifianakis on that. No, I'm sorry. It's Drew Timme. My mistake. That was my mistake. I didn't get a good look at it.
We got 14 turnovers by the Sacramento Kings already, and it's 8 minutes and 3 seconds left in the second quarter. So that'll let you know what the first quarter's been.
Yeah, Drew Timme might be one of those guys and I wish him the best, and maybe he ends up in the NBA. I know he's been in the G League. He might be one of those college players that's like he's about as good as you could be as a college player without quite being good enough to be an NBA player.
Yes.
And that, like I say, nothing against him. Maybe he ends up playing the league for a long time. But I think he's one of those guys that's like in baseball, I call him 4A guys. Right?
Yes. Yeah. Cherokee Parks.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about that one?
Uh-huh.
Christian Laettner kind of was that too.
He was a weird one because he was, how great he was supposed to be. Then he got on a team with Isaiah Ryder, and they just played keep away from each other.
Yeah, very true. My goodness, another turnover by the Sacramento Kings.
Doug Christie is not going to be happy.
No, coach is fired up. I was trying to, every time I look up, knowing, last time when we left Draper right behind the bench of the Sacramento Kings, I'm trying to pinpoint and locate his shiny head. Also, at the same time, looking for Henry Turner with the tank top and all. So it's an interesting situation by the Kings right now. They've got 19 points, almost 8 minutes left in the second quarter. They got to turn something around real quick here.
Mm-hmm. So comments here in the chat regarding the NBA's new TV package. Willie Bowen, Peacock sucks. Ike says, this is terrible. This is why I don't feel bad when people stream games with third-party websites, which we're not condoning in any way, shape, or form.
Do you?
Yeah. Compio says, if the NBA is not on NBA on TNT, I'm not watching. Kings broadcast only until that is taken away. Well, my understanding is they got a shot. They do have a legitimate shot of matching that Amazon streaming package.
Yeah, the Amazon Prime. Yeah, the one thing for me, White, and this is something I've been trying to figure out for the longest since we've been seeing all the streaming and the apps and, so many different pieces of programming spread across when it comes to sports. I don't know, beside the fact that it's a money grab, has any of the leagues come out and said, this is better because of this? Like, have they stood behind the fact that they're spreading out programming? Like, have I missed that anywhere? Have you heard, I know Roger Goodell's going to get up there and do the step and fetch it. He's going to tap dance. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I know, Adam Silver, who rarely does that for me. To me, I think Adam Silver's kind of more the straight and arrow type guy. But as of late, to me, he's done a little step and fetch it. I think he's tap danced around a few things that I would have thought Adam Silver would have spoke on or would be, kind of progressive in the way they thought. Like some things for me, Adam Silver is kind of taking a step back when it comes to the league. And this is one of them. Like, I truly believe there's gotta be what are we getting? What's the positive of this?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
I'm sure, I don't know that they have said this, but I'm sure that if they have, or if they're going to, it'll be, this just allows us to reach more of our fans. And we just want to reach as many of our fans who deserve to watch our games as possible. Think about Adam Silver, and I think he's been a really good commissioner.
Yeah, I think so
Bottom line,
too.
I think the league is, you look where they are. He's done a great job. But I do not pay any attention to anything he says anymore, because a couple years at the All-Star break, he was talking about load management. We're fine with it. There's every reason to believe that the players need that rest, and we think it's terrific. And then within 6 months, he took the complete other side of it. Like, it's terrible, and we need our players to start playing more games.
So he lied to you.
He either that or he changed his mind in a real hurry. So at that point, when he did that, I just said, okay, I'm not ever going to believe anything he says.
This is the other thing too, for me, and I need to check the text line in the YouTube. Maybe you can see it while I'm saying this. We're at a time in society where everything is at an all-time high. And look, I'm not complaining because we live in California. I love my city. I love Sacramento. I love my state. California, I've been blessed to live in other states, and I love California. I think we're top of the top. But it's expensive here.
Mm-hmm.
So when you tell people, I live in California, well, you can move down here. I got it. Okay, so let me set that precedent. I understand. This is my choice where to live. I understand. I can go somewhere else.
You could go to Idaho.
I can. I can go straight to Salt Lake City, where, we talked about some of the summer league. With that all being said, it's not just only expensive in California. It's expensive in everywhere right now when it comes to the United States. If the league really cares about their fans,
okay,
and that's where I'm going, is then why am I paying for all this extra stuff to see your product?
Mm-hmm.
And that's my point is, you guys, and we know this is a redundant question. I know the NBA, I know the NFL doesn't care about me, but they continuously talk about caring about me. And that's what I'm saying is, and you brought up the Adam Silver situation of, I don't trust him. He's starting to get to the point to where he can't be trusted. I talked about, I think he's taken a step back in certain aspects. I think the WNBA is something that he's taken a step back. Every time you hear him asked about the WNBA, he gives you the political speech.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're behind them and we're going to do what we need to do. And, people talk about hemorrhaging money. People talk about them not being on private flights. People talk about how they've been treated. We hear about the NCAA, women not being treated properly, just like men, being put in ballrooms at the Marriott compared to, being at the Astrodome. So my thing with that being is this: all these leagues, NBA and the NFL, really, they're selling me something that's a dream in a package at an all-time high where everything costs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, gas is through the roof, food is through the roof, milk is through the roof, like everything's through the roof. And you want me to now go hit Peacock, Amazon, Zeus, Max, ESPN Plus, like all these different things. And that's, I guess I'm a stickler, like Tubi, right? Freevee, all these different things. I'm just not down with it, White. I'm going to be honest, man. I'm not down with it. I don't care if I like the league or not. I don't care if I like the Sacramento Kings or not. I'm cool with all of that. How about the Kings help me? That's what I'm looking for.
It reminds me of what the Maloofs were doing for a while, and you can't blame them. I know the Maloofs, they did a lot of good things here. They did some things towards the end that people thought, what are they doing? But I'm just talking about the Maloofs as businessmen when they owned the Kings. Because when they took over, the Kings were not doing well, and then they had all these successes. And you remember this, Jay. Every year they would raise the prices a little bit because they wanted to see how high can we go. And then, all right, people are still paying. Let's go a little higher. Again, I'm not criticizing them. That's business. So that's part of what the NBA is doing here.
Stretching it.
Yeah, it's like, well, can we charge more? Boy, some people won't be able to afford it. Yeah, but enough will where it's going to be worthwhile for us. Let's just make people pay a little more. And
the sheet.
Yeah.
Talking to the sheet.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, the league is getting all that money. They're getting their $76 billion. Yeah. And then it's like, well, they can charge, Amazon can charge what they want for their service. That's not our problem anymore. We have their money, and how they decide to distribute it and how much they charge our fans. That's between them and our fans.
Yeah. And to me, that's tough, man, because you're like washing your hands away, and you're almost kind of putting the pressure on the middleman, which are the networks, and that's cool because the networks want to be the middleman. One thing I know where I come from, you don't never want to be the middleman. Because 9 times out of 10, if something goes wrong on both sides, guess who's picking up the phone and guess who's getting a phone call? And so I get the stance from the league, but I'm also saying, and I get it. Look, I'm not preaching. I'm not politicking. I said something on Twitter today. Modern day politics,
I saw that.
It's not for the people and never has been for the people, right? And so even if we put that into sports, like the leagues don't care about us. But
they just care about our money.
Absolutely. But then we have fans, and I'm not picking on you. You're like, you know what? I'm still going to go watch.
Right.
I'm still going to do that because this is what I enjoy.
But
this is my entertainment.
Excuse me, but you're speaking to what the real problem is with what the A's have done and Major League Baseball. They're just, teams want you to think they care about you. And, they care about getting your money. And the A's with Oakland, they almost blatantly said, we do not care about you.
Right.
That's why I think
ultimate disrespect.
This sell movement has gotten so much support, in other cities, because other fans realize, they could do that here. They probably wouldn't, but they could.
Yeah.
That's why they support the fans, because they realize, wow, those fans deserve better than that.
And even the commission, the commissions come out and told others at Milwaukee, like, you better get it together. Don't be like Oakland. Yeah, that's
right.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
So maybe we are approaching a kind of a tipping point there. One more thought on the NBA. I remember Commissioner Stern, he gave the NBA a big time package, secured a package with TNT, which at the time I think was TBS. And a lot of people at the time said, that's cable.
Yeah.
That won't work.
Yeah.
And Commissioner Stern said, there's people now they don't know the difference. People of a certain age, it doesn't matter. They've grown up with cable. They don't know NBC from WGN. It's the same.
Yes.
He was right. But now it's interesting. This is the first time in the history of the NBA that they will have contracts with 2 separate networks. Now they have NBC and ABC. That's never happened before.
Yeah. And they're betting, they're betting on just exactly what you're saying. How far can we stretch everyone's wallet, the sports fan? And I guess, again, I'm speaking for myself, but I think I'm starting to get to the point to where I'm like, this is foolishness, and for me, being the prototypical, as we call it here, the P1, like the person, the target audience when it comes to sports, for me, I buy alternate sports, sports that a lot of people still don't even watch anymore unless it's a big fight, a boxing type thing. I'm in on boxing every weekend, right? And so when you get to a point to where the foundation is starting to crack, and I believe the NBA is getting ready to see that. NFL, for whatever reason, I always say it's fantasy, but for whatever reason, NFL fans are so crazy and out of their mind, they'll pay for anything, which I can't get. I just don't understand. But I think NBA fans might be a little different. I could be wrong. I just think this might be the limit as far as they can stretch it. And it changes every year. So we'll see. Like, it won't be on Amazon in 2 years. It's going to be on something else. We hear TNT arguing and fighting and, talking about they're getting ready to lose the rights. Then ABC. Then it's going to be a NBC. Then, like you said, it's on TBS. Then ESPN, which is ABC. Then somebody else is going to get it. Whitey's network is going to get
Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus is coming. Absolutely. Which is part of the ABC and the ESPN family. Then Max is going to get, like Hulu's in it on it. So
you think that's hard to keep track of?
Yeah. I think so, man. I think so. It's frustrating when I don't want my entertainment to feel like I'm going to chemistry class. And that's the tough part. But it sounds like, speaking to you, and I'm pretty sure Drapes, I haven't really heard Drapes cry too much about it besides football playoffs. Like, he's in.
I'm in.
I think you're in.
Like, you're in on the fights, and I've paid for maybe 2 fights.
Ever?
See, I think so.
Really?
I think so. That's, for me, is like, I'm not paying for that fight. So we have the same attitude, but just about different sports.
Sure. Yeah, I understand that. But I think boxing and MMA, it's a niche sport at this point, right? The NBA is number 2. It's powerful. It's big time. And now I find myself, and I'm just going off my own opinion, I find myself getting frustrated a little bit in the fact of, like you said, it's going to take a little research and education, and I'm going to do some homework on how do I even find the Kings when they're playing national. When they're playing Zion and them, and it's like, oh, I'm going to TNT. It's kind of been, and let me say this. I'm not opposed to change. I think there's a lot of things in our world that need to change. So I'm not that person. I just feel there's a certain position that the NBA is putting their fans in, and the NFL has definitely done it, to where it's just becoming frustrating a little bit.
Yeah, I used to have League Pass, which is great to a point. And in the last few years, because I was doing some stuff covering the Warriors, I had just the Warrior package. But it got to a point where I realized I can't watch all these games. I mean, paying for this, and it's a nice enough package, but I can't watch. I'm paying for stuff I'm not watching. And with these packages that the NBA has now, where they're on there's so many nights, like there's already almost more games on free TV than I can watch. So why am I paying for the League Pass? So that was a conclusion I came to. And that's what I like about this. Understand why you don't want to pay for the streaming, but sounds like there's pretty much going to be a game on every night.
And you're all in for that.
That's aside from the local stuff.
Yeah, but you're getting ready to pay for it.
Some of it I think I'm already paying for.
Yeah.
If I already got Peacock, so okay.
Everybody in the world, and someone needs to take a poll. I feel like everybody has Amazon. Has an Amazon account. Is there anyone who doesn't? Like, I know there are people who don't.
You get that account, right?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. So I have Prime. Now Prime is something different,
Yeah.
And I'm not getting ready to give the love to Amazon when it comes to what Prime is. They could do a better job selling their own product.
But I'm with you. That's how we have it.
Right. But doesn't everybody have Amazon almost at this point?
I don't know. It's a good
When's
question.
the last time you met someone and had a discussion and they mentioned, like, I ain't got Amazon?
I don't know, but to be honest, we don't have that discussion that often. I think it's a good question, though.
Because it's almost built in. It's like a way of life at this point, right? Which is the same thing. One of the things that I found interesting is kind of
too legit. I don't have an Amazon account.
What?
Yeah.
Manny Too Legit doesn't have an Amazon account.
So Manny says on the chat.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that.
He might be the only one, to your point.
I can't imagine the fact that you don't have an Amazon account or something like it. Maybe I should say something like that. It is the way of the world at this point. We are all signed up for an app of some sort to deliver us packages, food, whatever your vice is. You are signed up for that. Amazon is just a big box place, right? It's Walmart electronically. And so if you don't have Amazon, you've got to have something similar. I refuse to think no one has nothing.
Roar, I hope I'm saying that right. Roar says not everyone has Prime, just Amazon.
I say Prime. That's why I said I said Amazon. Yeah. And if you don't have Amazon, again, you have something. You're signed up with Walmart. You're signed up with Target. You're signed up with a grocery store. You're a member. You're getting bonus points. You got your credit card. You're signed up one way or another. It's the way of the world. Okay, you don't get your groceries from Amazon. You don't get them from Rayleigh's. You don't get them from Target. You get them from Walmart. I bet you got an account. You see what I'm saying? And that's my thing when it comes to sports. They're betting on that. It's the way of the world. My daughter, who's 13 years old, she probably wouldn't even know how to operate without apps, a tablet, computer, a telephone, a cell phone, excuse me. So, and I come from,
that's just how it is now.
It's the way of the world. And that's what I'm saying is the NBA and the NFL have used that to their advantage. Smart businessmen, I give you that. But not only is how much is too much, but when it isn't technology supposed to make our life simple? Wasn't that the point?
Easier, certainly. Okay. Yeah.
Right. Well, easier.
How about when you'll be able to bet on games while you're watching them on your phone? Good thing, bad thing.
To each their own. If you like laying a little cheddar cheese, a little skrill on a game, more power to you.
My fear would just be for every person who's like, yeah, this is great, this is fun, does it responsibly. There's going to be somebody who's like, can't do it right and ends up,
agreed,
in a bad situation.
Agreed. And someone from the 279 Sacramento, most baby boomers don't have Amazon. I disagree. And understand, it's like this.
Yeah, I would disagree with
when
that
when your nose is running, we say get what? 1-2 things. Get some Kleenex or tissue. Well, tissue is the actual product. Kleenex is the brand, right? Yeah. So hear me what I'm saying, 279 Sacramento. When I say Amazon, I'm saying the way of the world, the life, the ordering, the app. That's what I'm saying. You believe me, baby boomers, which would be my mother, grandmother, whatever you want to call it, that generation. My grandmother has an Apple. She has an iPhone. Guess what she does? If she doesn't know how to do it, she's ringing my phone. She's ringing one of my aunts or my mother's phone. She's ringing her grandchild's phone. How in the hell do I order this? And I could tell you because in text threads today, one of my little cousins sent out some stuff on some ice cream, right? And she's like, oh, I got it. I'm ordering it. Guess what? They sent it to my house. My grandmother, my beautiful grandmother, is 82 years old. Sharp as a Ginsu knife, as a pair of shears at the barbershop. But at the same time, she like, I'm iPhone gang. Disagree. Totally disagree.
We got halftime for the Kings in Vegas. Memphis leading the Kings 55-35 at halftime. We'll see.
Man, why are you talking about that?
Huh? What's going on?
I know, but you don't have to report that.
55-35.
Just wait till we come back and then we could report some more positive information.
We have some positive information, I think. The Kings have a secret weapon. We'll tell you who that is when we come back. It's Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I can't tell you how much I love my new SUV. It is truly amazing, and I got special news just for you. Right now at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, you can receive your first month's payment up to $1,500 on them on select new 2024 GLE vehicles. Or how about the all-new E-Class right now at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton? They have over 80 pre-owned vehicles in stock, including off-brand trucks, SUVs, and sedans. And they have rates starting at 1.99% APR on select certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. And Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has a Vans Fleet Center with rates starting at 4.9% APR plus customer bonus cash incentives on approved credit. Head on over to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, just off I-5, or online at mbfstockton.com.
The weather is hot, and so are the deals this month at Premier Pools and Spa's Sizzlin' Summer Sale. If you've been anguishing in the searing Sacramento sun, we're here to help with scorching savings on new pools and pool remodels. After 35 years as the region's top builder, Premier Pools and Spas has the hard-won knowledge and expertise you need to seize your summer. But act fast before these deals melt away on July 20th. It's the Sizzlin' Summer Sale, only at Premier Pools and Spas. CSLB number 589234.
Big O Tires proudly sells our own brand of innovative, newly designed tires, like the Bigfoot AT2 with improved all-terrain traction, and the Legacy All-Season Plus that keeps you on the road in any weather, with every set backed by our Protect Plus warranty.
And right now, get $80 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Big O brand tires with installation purchase. Now through July 28th. Big O Tires, the team you trust. No carry-outs. Not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for details.
Everyone loves to be outside, and so do mosquitoes. Protect yourself against mosquitoes and West Nile virus by following these simple tips. At least once a week, look around your yard and drain stagnant water from any containers where mosquitoes can breed. Remember to use an effective mosquito repellent, especially at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. Close all doors and be sure screens are in good working condition. At the Mosquito and Vector Control District, we're here to help. Visit us at fightthebite.net.
Right now, while you're sitting on the couch or just driving around, your friends are at the Higgin Oaks Driving Range powered by Top Tracer. The vibe is perfect, whether you're an accomplished player or a newbie. Play a variety of fun games, play Pebble Beach, or compete against friends at the Higgin Oaks Driving Range. Hungry? The Hangout Food Truck offers burgers, chicken strips, and more. Check the summer-long free concert schedule. Be a part of the fun at the Higgin Oaks Driving Range, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, open until midnight.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton and Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton and Price in your corner. When you call Ashton and Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here to remind you that the famous Bay Area pizza company Amici's East Coast Pizzeria now has a location in Sacramento, offering takeout and delivery to the greater Sacramento area. You can check out their menu and order online at amicis.com and click on the Sacramento location. And as a special deal, all this week, order any large pizza and get a second pizza of equal or lesser value for half the price. Use code HALF-OFF at checkout. So when you want a great deal on pizzas this week, use promo code HALF-OFF at Amici's.com and Amici's delivers.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a My Lowe's Rewards member? Join for free today. Visit Lowe's.com/Messi for more details.
Sometimes your phone breaks.
Ugh. Dude. What the? Oh, seriously?
Hey, life happens. But at Verizon, we got you. Trade in any phone from our top brands in any condition and get a great deal on iPhone 15 with an unlimited Ultimate plan. And turn...
No!
Into... Oh, yeah! Only on Verizon.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Catch some Aggie football this fall and save money while doing it.
Grab one of our all-new mini plans and save up to 40% off single-game tickets. With our can't-miss home slate of games this season, you can pick 82 games for just $60 or any 3 games for $75. Pick the games that fit your schedule and come support the Aggies on their quest for a Big Sky championship. Mini plans can be purchased by calling the ticket office at 530-752-2471 or online at ucdavisaggies.com/tickets. Go Ags!
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Here's what we got today. We got Kyle Draper in Las Vegas with the Kings. They're currently tangling with the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizz getting the better of them to this point, leading 57-35, 9:39 left in the third quarter. So it's Whitey Gleason and Jay Johnson with us here on Sactown Sports. Jay, there's one thing that keeps coming up here as we talk about the Kings and maybe adding a forward that we got to put an end to. Just got somebody today on the text line at 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140, asking about Sadiq Bey. Sadiq Bey, let's get Sadiq Bey. Why aren't the Kings getting Sadiq Bey? Well, it's all over for the Sadiq Bey fans because Sadiq Bey has agreed to a 3-year, $20 million deal with the Washington Wizards.
Yeah.
So good for him, but
get your money, baby.
That's it. Sadiq Bey, the Kings.
It's over.
Yeah. So I wonder if that would make the Wizards any more inclined to trade one of the forwards they already have, like Kyle Kuzma. I don't know. I'm just asking the question.
You know, we're getting down to the point to where we're begging.
But Kuzma still
we're
well,
begging.
he's still with the team. He hasn't been traded, but he still may be available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we know he's there.
Mm-hmm.
The well is dry.
I just think he probably would look at this now and like, wait, they got De'Aaron Fox. Okay, great. They got Sabonis. They got Malik Monk. They got DeRozan now. Kyle Kuzma probably doesn't want to come here and then end up with, like, oh, we'll get you 11 shots a game. He's probably like, I mean, I don't know, but I would guess he's probably preferring to stay there. And it's like, yeah, this team's terrible, but I'm going to get my shots, man. I'm going to get my shots.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know Kyle Kuzma. One thing I'm not going to do is guess what he's thinking as far as, getting his shots up. And I think that's one thing we do when it comes to like, I don't think that guy will want to play with that guy.
Right.
The next thing you know, it's like, you know
right.
what? He loves playing with that guy.
Yeah, you're right.
On paper, it doesn't look like he would fit here anymore. With DeMar DeRozan coming in and getting his shots up. I don't know if Kuzma wants to be in it. I don't know what the Wizards are doing. I don't know. It doesn't look like they're trying to be a winner. That doesn't look like they're trying to win a championship. So maybe he wants to be the man on a bad team, or maybe he wants to play for a contender. I'm not exactly sure.
Mm-hmm.
But Kuzma type of cat, he'll let us know.
Mm-hmm. Well, remember, he's the guy that he had a chance to go to the Mavericks last year.
Yeah,
it was all arranged, and they went to him, and he said, "Yeah, I'm good." Why? I don't think the Mavs have a chance to be a champion. Well, they almost were. So
they were right there.
Yeah, they're right.
Yeah, I don't really know what Kuzma, and I think that's one of the things why people haven't traded for him. I'm not sure what Kuzma wants to do. I don't know. He's already got his ring.
Right.
Not to say he's not playing for another ring. I don't want to say he's not a winner, but I don't know. I'm not sure what his angle is, what he wants to do. I haven't heard anything from him, when it comes to that or his representation.
Well, I think that's a great point. Who knows? These guys, obviously, they are human beings. I think Wiggins maybe, just from me watching. I've never spoken to him. But you watch him, and it looks like, you know what? He played out of his mind in 22. The Warriors won a championship. And you know what? In his mind, maybe that's good enough. And you can't blame someone if that's the case.
Absolutely not.
And maybe that's what Kuzma's like. I've won a ring. We like to think, oh, what's wrong with him? Well, some people are driven. When they win one, they want to win more. Great for them, but not everybody's like that. So it's not their fault. It's the fault of the teams that go out and get them and pay them a lot of money. They're the ones that have to make sure, all right, are you on board? right?
Yes.
If you're not,
you got to do your due diligence.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we don't want you here if you're good with the one you already want. So.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's Kuzma's kind of one of them guys people have been trying to figure out what he wants to do or what he is over the last couple of years. You know, he's borderline, and it sounds crazy. I don't want to say he's borderline all-star, but he's borderline, you know, a good player. Like, do you consider Kyle Kuzma a good player?
Yeah, but I know what you're saying.
Or do you consider him a player, the best player on a bad team?
He's, to me, you know, there was a time when if you were a star player, that's great. Now it's like superstars are great. To me, Kyle Kuzma's a star.
He's a star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. I can take that. I can accept that. I just propose that because I think he's a good player. I think he's and that's what I was getting ready to say. I had to catch myself. I think he could be a borderline all-star. He has the numbers to do it. You know, he plays for the Washington Wizards.
And he's never been an all-star.
No,
he has not been an all-star.
Yeah, exactly. But I think he has the capability, the tools. The tools are in the toolbox. I'm just not sure where the toolbox is always going to end and where he wants it to end.
I think how good the Kings can be. Let's say they don't do anything. You know, I think a lot of people look at this team and say they need some size. A lot of people say that, and I'm sure they know that. Maybe they can't get anybody. If this is a team, how good are they? To me, it depends on one player, Jay. Obviously, it depends on a lot of players. But, I mean, for all the focus on Keegan, how much Keegan has to get better, I think the secret weapon for the Kings this year could be, and they may trade him, but it could be Herter.
Ooh.
Herter bounces back. Herter 2 years ago was a good player. Last year, Herter was hurt. You know, he didn't defend well. People want to trade him. And that's why I wouldn't trade him now unless I could really get something great back for him because his value is so low.
Right.
I'm not getting back what he's worth, really. But if you bring him in and he's okay and he's healthy and he can shoot the ball like he did 2 years ago, he could really be a good player for this team. And he might, at 6'7", he might be somebody. He and DeRozan could kind of alternate between, you know, the 2 and the 3. They could kind of be, both of them could be a little bit of both, just wings now.
So in this segment alone, we've been on air for about 8 minutes.
Yeah.
We've replenished the fact that Kyle Kuzma may be available because Sadiq Bey is now signed with the Washington Wizards. And now we're hoping and wishing and praying on the star that Kevin Herter is going to bounce back.
I'm just saying, if they don't bring somebody else in and you look at what do we got? Kuzma, if he's not here, I think Kevin Herter is a guy that you could look at and say, you know what? He's better than what we got out of him last year. At his best. At his best. Let's hope that we get that player again. And I think that would be almost like adding a player over last year.
Okay, I can see that. I can accept that.
Come at me if you don't like that.
No, well, listen. Normally I would, but it's one of two things. I'm feeling like Kyle Draper at the Summer League. I'm feeling relaxed today. You know, I'm not in the confrontational mood beside the fact that somebody on our text line is acting like they never ordered anything online through their phone or app, talking about it. Like, stop it.
Is someone coming after you saying you've never grown your own food?
Right. Like, come on, brother. Like, you don't know me. I don't know you. Like, come on, man. Yeah, like, come on, man. You got to. You've never been around farmers and ranchers. Well, no, bro. I'm from the city. I've driven past them. I know tons of them. I can't. But anyway, I say that to say,
how did we get from you're saying, you know, I don't like all these streaming apps
Yeah.
to some farmer saying you don't know any farmers?
I don't know, man.
I missed something.
I guess I don't grow my own food, and I've never been to the middle of the country.
Okay,
allegedly.
All right.
But I say that to say, Herter bounce back is a need. If he doesn't, it's over with. Like to me, it's over with anyway. I would move on. I would try something different. But I understand if you are handcuffed, then you better wish and pray on that star. You better look to the North Star, North Pole. You better do whatever you possibly can. Rub him with alcohol, rub him down with rubbing alcohol. I don't know what you got to do to bring Kevin Herter back. But honesty, real is real, and it's the truth. He underachieved last year.
Yes.
It did not work to whatever, injury, some things didn't get done, bad shooting nights. I don't know what it was. I don't think the Kings know what it was. I truly don't believe Kevin Herter knew what it was. And so we're all hoping that he bounces back. If he bounces back, what's wrong with having a plethora of talent? I would love to have that, to have that problem. And then you have to begin to figure out, well, what's the next step and make this team better? One thing it kills me, Whitey, and you tell me, and I don't know if Drapes is ready. He can get in on this conversation.
Yeah.
Drapes, you're up, brother. You ready
me?
to jump in this? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Kyle Draper being back here. Drapes, I guess the frustration is boiling over when it comes to the Kevin Huerter situation, and it reminds me, and for me, because we started this with Kyle Kuzma, I think the frustration of DeMar having that move being done by the Kings. Now Kings fans are looking for the next move. Right. The frustration of the next move.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to look around like, okay, let's revisit Kyle Kuzma again. Let's talk about Kevin Huerter again. It reminds me of like the Harrison Barnes conversation you guys talked about all year.
Well, here's my thing, Drapes. What I was saying was if the Kings don't add anybody, and we all know that you look at it and say, wow, they could add somebody, they should. If they don't, I'm saying if this is the team, one of the keys to how good they will be, it's not only Keegan and how much better he gets. It's if Kevin Huerter can become the Kevin Huerter that he was 2 years ago, because I still think there's a really good player in there.
No, I agree with you, Whitey, and you're right. I mean, I'm not ready to close the book on Kevin Huerter. I mean, he wasn't the only guy that had a down year last season. I mean, Keegan Murray's numbers fell off in terms of efficiency. He had a rough year. And, I was just talking to High Flyer and Jason Ross about this just a few minutes ago when I was up there. And they were like, who's your starting five? I said, well, we know 4 of the 5. I wouldn't be opposed to Kevin Huerter being that fifth starter if we don't go out there and get a prototypical power forward. I would not, because here's the thing. If Huerter is coming off the bench, and just go out there and look at his splits as a starter versus bench, his efficiency plummets when he comes off the bench. But if you don't start him, where are you playing him? You already got Malik Monk as your 6th man. You know what I mean? Keon Ellis, if he's in the starting lineup or not, he's going to be in the rotation as well. Is Kevin Huerter your backup small forward? And so I don't think it maximizes his potential. If I'm Mike Brown, I'm starting the season with Huerter. I'm going to give him about 10 to 15 games, about a month of the season, see how he does. Like, I'm a firm believer you got to instill confidence in this guy. You got to build him back up. By relegating him to the bench, I think basically you render him useless for this team.
Yeah, Kyle Drapes is with us from Summer League, where the Kings are not playing well against Memphis. But
I'm reporting that, White.
Drapes, you made a great point. I think it was yesterday. You say, Huerter at 6'7", he could be a 3, or basically he and DeRozan, if they're both starting, depending on the matchups, they're either one of them, they're kind of interchangeable at the 2 or the 3.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think people forget. Kevin Huerter's 6'7". Like, we just look at him as a 2 as a shooter. He could play some 3, and especially, fellas, when you got Domantas Sabonis and DeMar DeRozan on the floor. Not a whole lot of three-point shooting between those two guys. You need somebody to open up the floor. You don't need to get another non-shooter to pair with those guys. That's where I think Kevin Huerter can really help this team if he's knocking down those shots.
Yeah.
Drapes, and Whitey, let me play devil's advocate here. What do you say to the Kings fan who has said Malik Monk should start? And Malik Monk has backed that up in the 2 years that he's been here, while Kevin Huerter's been a coin flip.
I would say this. I'm all about maximizing our potential, and not only as a team, but as an individual. If Malik Monk is your starter, in the pecking order of that starting 5, you got DeMar DeRozan, you got De'Aaron Fox. I'm even throw Keegan Murray ahead of Malik Monk. And so now you're sort of minimizing, you're asking Malik, yes, to be a starter, but in this 5-man rotation, you're asking him to be their 4th or 5th option. As the 6th man, and the great Tommy Heinsohn used to always say this, a 6th man has 2 jobs, one of 2 jobs. Either A, continue what the starters are doing, or B, change the pace of the game, change the tenor of the game. And I think Malik is tremendous at that coming off the bench. When the offense is stalling, it's a little bit of mud, Malik comes in with a lot of energy and can change things. He's still going to get his 30 minutes, Jay. You know that. It's just with that 5-man unit, and that's why Mike Brown, I don't think, turned to him. That's the reason why I don't think he turned to him. You're not maximizing how great Malik will be.
Yeah, Malik is really good as a sixth man. And it's not a matter of sixth man means he's not good enough to be one of the starters. A sixth man, to Drape's point, is really an important piece of the puzzle. And Malik's really good at it. So that's not a bad thing. You've got a great sixth man. Now, if Herter, if he can't find it, then I would not, close the door on Malik starting, but I would rather him be the sixth man. To me, Jay, the big question with Malik is now that you have Herter, now that you have DeRozan coming in, I'm a little worried about DeRozan and Fox and Malik on the floor at the same time, how that's going to fit.
Now, let me play another devil's advocate. We have someone who's playing right now. Drapes, you just got to see him. He put up 30 points last night or 2 nights ago. We've got a small dose, of what this gentleman has done, and that's Keon Ellis.
The offense coming around.
It looks like it, maybe a little bit. Might start making me a believer. I don't know about Drapes, but at the same time, we know he does what the Kings are deficient in, which is defense. He defends, right? And if he can put something there, if he can hit the knockdown shot, the spray three where he's open, which that's where I think they're building. They wish Davion could do that, and I think that's what they're building towards Keon. Now, what do you say to the Kings fans who says, well, look at this guy. We got a youngster on a lot less money contract who's doing what Kevin Herter did in a short dose, but he's also providing something that Kevin Herter couldn't do if he wanted to, play defense. Now, what do you say?
Keon's my guy, but you go first, Drapes.
No, I wouldn't be opposed to Keon starting, because he does give you that defensive presence that the Kings so desperately need. And also, if he's hitting the three at the clip he was last season, 39 to 40%, well, shoot. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. But with Keon, I think I need to see a little bit more. I'm not going to let 6 weeks of basketball, 4 weeks of basketball make me forget about an entire season of Kevin Herter and what he did. Keon's a member of this rotation. He's going to, but I need to see some more. Like before I just hand over the keys to him and say, you're our starter going forward. I need to see some more.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And I think one of the good things about Keon, one of the great things about Keon is he's proven that he can overcome adversity. He can come he'll be at the very end of your bench, and he will prove to you when he gets a chance what he can do. He's proven he can thrive in that circumstance. So I know if I bring him off the bench, he's going to be okay with that. He may seize that starting role, but I need Herter. I need to give him the best chance to be the best player he can be. And I think I do that by starting him, but I'm keeping an eye on Keon. If he continues to develop, if he gets better than he was last year, he very well could put me in a position where I have to start him. He could be that good if he continues to get better. Yeah.
Yeah, Whitey, I agree with you too in the fact that Keon will accept whatever role, and no matter what, he'll thrive in that role. It's not like, if he gets put on the bench and it's, the seventh man, he's going to pout, I give maximum effort. Or like whatever minutes he's played, he's going to give it your all. Kevin Herter, meanwhile, we clearly saw how, his shooting struggles, moving him in and out of the lineup affected him psychologically. And so I'm all for building this guy up, maximizing him, and then still getting something from Keon Ellis.
So you're still not sold on Kevin Herter, huh, Jay?
It's not that I'm sold on him. It's for me, and I'm trying to, portray my thoughts to the best of my ability. I just think there is a higher upside for this team if you remove the shooting of Kevin Herter to what this team can be compared to if Kevin Herter, Drapes is talking about the maximum potential what Kevin Herter is. If we put Kevin Herter into this lineup and he gives us 90% of what he did the first year, to me, I'm a little more intrigued on what Malik's highest point of what he can do. I'm a little intrigued on what Keon, and I get, shooting is a premium here in the NBA. I also think defense is a premium too, as well.
This is not a good defensive team.
Yeah. And I think it's easier. It sounds crazy, but I think it's easier to find shooting nowadays than it is to find defense. To me, and Drapes, you please jump in on this. I don't think defense is found day to day, every single game, nightly, as we talked about. It's all these networks.
Harder to do. That's one reason why.
Yeah, because the league is making it that way. It's not hard. Like, people talked about Tyrese Halliburton and his slow set shot, right? And you know what it was funny talking about Coach Doug Christie? Coach Doug Christie told me this, and I hadn't even thought about it. He was like, man, dudes in the NBA are 5 feet wide open. They're not 1 foot wide open anymore. Like, you don't have the likes of you have to create shots every single time. No, most of the time when you're standing in a corner, a la PJ Tucker, when you're standing at the top, Brooke Lopez, you're catching the ball and you're releasing it. Now the closeout might be a little closer, but you got 5 feet to work with 9 times out of 10. I think shooting is easier said than done in the league now, but I think it's also not at the premium that you kind of see a Lucas Dort. You see, as I go back to Dort, my guy, as you see a Pat Bev, as you see a Matisse Thybulle, as you see a Keon Ellis, those type of guys, a Dylan Brooks. Like, I think shooting is easier to find in defense now.
I hear you, Jay, but I think on this team, when you add in a guy like DeMar DeRozan, when you have a Domantas Sabonis, and yes, De'Aaron Fox can knock down the three. He tailed off a little bit the last few months of the season. Like, I got to make life easier for DeRozan. I got to make life easier for Fox. And I think the defense, I'm with you. And that's the conundrum with this roster right now, right, fellas? It's like, if we're being honest, they didn't solve their 3-point shooting or defense with the acquisition of DeMar DeRozan. They solved some other things, no doubt about it. But the defense and the 3-point shooting is something they still need to figure out. And that's why I think Kevin Huerter can help solve some of that with the shooting out there.
Tim Richards on the chat says 8 game, and I'll take your word for it, Tim. 8 games over 500 with Huerter, 500 without him. Yeah, Huerter had a bad year last year, but again, you go back to 2 years ago, he was a really good player. That's why the Kings gave up what they gave up to get him. That's why they're still, in this situation with Atlanta, because of what they had to give up to get Kevin Huerter. So,
and let me say this, fellas. Let me say this too regarding Kevin Huerter. The numbers suggest he had a down year, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But the impact in terms of how teams treated him, they still treated him like he was the same old Kevin Huerter, and they had to close out on him. It wasn't like they just said, oh, man, he's only shooting 36%. We might as well leave this open. No, he was still a threat, even though he didn't knock down those shots.
Right. And even though his numbers were down, as you said, the numbers were not bad. Now, if you watch him play, you know that he had a handful of games where he's like 0 for 2 and 0 for 3. There's a couple 0 for 5s I'm talking about from 3 and some 0 for 6s. So he had some bad games. Despite that, overall, even though his numbers were down, his 3-point shooting was still well above average. So that tells me there's every reason to think he can get back to what he was.
And listen to this, fellas. He shot better from 3 than Keegan Murray did last season. Like, as bad of a season it was, he still shot better than Keegan Murray from 3.
Yeah. So I think he's one of the keys. If he can get back to close to what he was, I think that you improve that way without adding anybody.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a great point, Draper, you making the fact of people still respecting that he can hit that shot. And that, to me, if they respect and play that way until they figure out, like, you know what, you just slump it or I'm going to sit back. And I truly believe that's why Coach Brown and the Kings, coaching staff continued, besides the fact of what you're talking about, like, you still have to breathe confidence into Kevin Huerter. Like, he's on your team. He's an integral part of this squad. So you can't just push him to the side and be done with it and wash your hands. If that was the case, he'd be cut and let go already. We see that's not, because he's a valuable piece. And again, I'm playing devil's advocate, and some of it I truly believe, in the form of, he deserves an opportunity.
Yeah.
But for me, and I think some of the, maybe a lot, but I'll say some Sacramento Kings fans, the excitement of seeing Malik Monk do what he does and on a bigger role may be too much. The excitement of what Keon Ellis has done in a very short span. They gave you that small teaspoon. You didn't get the tablespoon. You got the teaspoon, and so I just think, to me, if I'm looking at it, we're going to find – we talked about De'Aaron Fox. We're going to find out some things about De'Aaron because he's playing for a lot of money. I think we're going to find out some things very quickly with Kevin Huerter, and I think Drapes makes a great point. I'm willing to give you the first month. Now, after that, we got to have some discussions.
Your leash isn't too long. When we come back, more from Drapes in Las Vegas for Summer League, and we'll look at how Charles Barkley might finally be right about the Warriors. Next with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Increasing Delta breeze will send temperatures into the upper 60s for Saturday morning, and we'll see an increase in clouds. Should keep afternoon highs in the upper 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
It's been said an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to a nice, cool summer, it's so true. Right now, get a complete air conditioner tune-up for just $59. Bonnie. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains Tocogaya, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hello, I'm Frank Cock with the Retirement Security Center for the weekly economic update. Hurry up and wait. It seems that we've been in a hurry to wait for the Fed chair to indicate when rate cuts may begin. Are we closing in on that event? Fed Chair Jerome Powell indicated they wouldn't wait until annual inflation was at 2% before cutting rates, as that may be too late. Cut too early and you refuel inflation. Cut too late and you could damage the economy and the labor market. Inflation may be receding as the biggest economic issue we are facing, with unemployment possibly taking its place. The chief economist at Moody's Analytics sees the labor market straining under the higher rates. The signal seems to be a September rate cut. While the jobs market is still robust, unemployment has creeped up 3 straight months. Areas that are dependent on consumer spending, such as leisure, are seeing slower job growth. The jobs market is still growing, just at a slower rate. We could see a Goldilocks moment where the jobs market isn't too hot nor too cold, just well balanced. Now we just have to hurry up and wait for the September Fed meetings to see if Goldilocks comes out ahead or the market bears are proven right. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic Cafe Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Osaic Cafe is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic Cafe.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a My Lowe's Rewards member? Join for free today. Visit Lowe's.com/messy for more details.
Sometimes your phone breaks.
Ugh. Dude. What the? Oh, seriously?
Hey, life happens. But at Verizon, we got you. Trade in any phone from our top brands in any condition and get a great deal on iPhone 15 with an unlimited ultimate plan. And turn
No!
into
Oh, yeah!
only on Verizon.
The weather is hot, and so are the deals this month at Premier Pools and Spa's Sizzlin' Summer Sale. If you've been anguishing in the searing Sacramento sun, we're here to help with scorching savings on new pools and pool remodels. After 35 years as the region's top builder, Premier Pools and Spas has the hard-won knowledge and expertise you need to seize your summer. But act fast before these deals melt away on July 20th. It's the Sizzlin' Summer Sale, only at Premier Pools and Spas. CSLB number 589234.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Happy Friday. Sactown Sports has teamed up with the newest luxury resort in Las Vegas, the Fontainebleau Las Vegas, to get you laced up with the ultimate luxury grand prize experience this summer. So here's what you do. You head to SactownSports.com, enter for your chance to win this grand prize package, including a posh 2-night stay as the Fontainebleau Las Vegas, a $500 Amex for gas or airfare and tickets to a Las Vegas show and more. Must be 21 or over to enter. Terms and conditions apply. More information and to enter to win, visit SactownSports.com, and good luck. Kyle Draper's already in Las Vegas. Can you share with us where you're staying, Drapes, or is that, kind of
do that to him?
I don't know, man. I don't know if I want any paparazzi or stalkers. I'm at the Aria we're staying. So
Have either of you guys been to the Fontainebleau, as you were trying to say?
I have not.
Super nice in there.
Is it? Yeah.
Last time
I've been to Miami, but not that one.
Yeah, last time I were in Vegas with a week that I was in there with Drapes in May, I got an opportunity to go through there for the first time. I was like, all right, this is nice.
So it's new, right? Because
Yeah,
this
it
is
is.
the
Well, new
newest.
to it. It's been up a year yet? No, I don't think so. Maybe.
Okay.
Let me do the research on
Jay
that.
recommends it. There you go. Yeah. Hey, Drapes, Jay, dear listener, some really interesting comments on the chat regarding Herter, Keon, Malik. Who would be your starting two right now? We have from Tim Richards, and Tim, I believe, it sounds like Tim is a really big Herter fan. Tim says, Patrick Beverley became a great defender because everyone told us he's a great defender. Just need to talk things into existence. Keon is a good player, but the brakes need to be pumped. So Tim thinks we're getting a little carried away with Keon's reputation is maybe precedes him a little bit erroneously.
I will say this about Keon. This cannot be argued. This fact cannot be denied. When he came on the floor, when he got into the rotation permanently, the defense changed. The defense improved a great deal. Like, he impacted the team. And one of the things, I said about Keon during the season, fellas, is he sort of raised the sense of urgency. Like, Keon, to an extent, did what I was hoping Davion would do, meaning defense becomes contagious. All of a sudden, De'Aaron Fox is now locking down. All of a sudden, you're getting more deflections. And so the thing about Keon that I liked and that I would always say is he never tried to do too much. Like, the effort was always going to be there. He was never, he played hard every second he was on the floor. And that sort of became contagious. He ramped up the intensity from this Kings team. And so I don't think anybody's saying, relegate him to the bench, but, I think he's still a part of the rotation. But when it's time to win a championship, let's keep it real, fellas. We trying to win titles. What is our starting five going to look like? Is Keon in the starting five? Is he a stopgap? Do we go out there and get another two guard? Like, I think Mike Brown, who he's out here watching the Summer League squad, he has a lot of decisions to make. I worry about Kevin Herter in a reserve role because not only does he go from being a starter, a top 5 guy, now he's behind Malik. So he's your 7th man, maybe your 8th man. That's not a good look. And let's not forget, you gave up a first-round pick for this guy. And that first-round pick is probably going to be conveyed in one of the best drafts in the last 20 years. So you don't give it up for Kevin Herter to be your 8th man.
Yeah, I agree with that. 10 says Malik's first year in SAC took them to the post next. And then TR says Malik is a great 6th man who can score and get his own shot. Decent playmaker, defense bad. I know Kings fans overrate him because he is one of our own. So I have a feeling this is going to be until we get some clarity. And even then, there's going to be this conversation. Who should be starting at the 2 guard? Drapes, you know Mike Brown better than I do, but I know Mike Brown well enough to know that if he has his things the way they look right now when the season starts, Kevin Herter's going to start. Malik will be the 6th man, and Keon will be trying to work his way further up the rotation. That's just the way it's going to be.
Yeah, and I think, Keon will benefit from Devin Carter and his injury. Like, it's not like Keon's going to fall out of the rotation. I think Keon will be a 20-minute per game kind of guy. I just think to open the season, and let's, call it what it is too. Kevin Herter is listed as 6'7". Keon Ellis listed, they say 6'6", and he's pretty long. I just feel like Kevin Herter complements DeMar DeRozan and De'Aaron Fox a lot more than Keon Ellis does.
How about this comment? You guys are forgetting the most important thing in this discussion. Y'all ain't coaching. Kevin got yanked because of his defense. Keon is getting better. Trade him now. I'm not sure who's talking about.
Somebody said trade him now?
Yeah. I'm not sure which. I think he wants to trade Kevin Herter. Only if I can get some that's really going to help me. Otherwise, I'm in no hurry to trade him right now.
Well, neither am I. I think Kevin Herter can still be serviceable for you. I mean, sure, he had a down year, 36.1, but, like I said before, he was shot better from 3 than Keegan Murray. And the thing about Kevin Herter, and I'm pretty sure Mike Brown would like to see an improvement. I don't think Kevin Herter's taken a charge in his 2 years in Sacramento, and I think, if you're a coach like Mike Brown, sometimes it's not just about playing defense. It's about sacrificing your body. And I know that's something Mike Brown has been trying to get his guys to do in terms of defensively, like take one for the team, put your body on the line. And I think, keep an eye on that the first month of the season. If Kevin Herter's in the rotation and playing, let's see if the message is clear that, we know you can score. We know you can shoot, but we need something else from you, some compete on that defensive end.
Tim Richards comes back with Tim Richards says, calm down, Herter hater. That's not easy to say, but he's a real Herter fan. And then TR says, is it TR? Points out, yes. Remember, Herter's only 25. Right. He's still learning and getting better. I didn't, if I think about it, I didn't realize he's a young player.
Yeah, he's going to be 26 next month. And you're right. It feels like he's been around forever.
Yeah,
He's just now set to enter his prime. These next 5 years for him are going to be crucial. And it's not like the dude forgot how to shoot. We know how it is, fellas. We see it with Kevin Herter. It's more mental, it seems like. And so that's why sometimes you got to build your guys up. It's like having a kid. You know what I mean? Let's say, you got a kid that's struggling in English. And you brought this up as an analogy before, Whitey. You don't just say, well, focus on math. You say, no, you try to build them up. And so for Kevin Herter, and I think when you look at anybody on the team, the demotion to the bench would probably affect Kevin Herter psychologically more than any other player on the team.
Yeah, the conversation continues. We'll take a quick break. Also, when we come back, we'll get to that sound from Charles Barkley taking some shots at his old adversaries, the Warriors. That happened today. You'll hear it next on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Increasing Delta breeze will send temperatures into the upper 60s for Saturday morning, and we'll see an increase in clouds. Should keep afternoon highs in the upper 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Your water heater. Old, rusty, forgotten. We hardly ever even think about them until there's no hot water. Right now, get incredible rebates up to $3,000 off and financing available for as little as $40 a month. Leave it to Bonnie to crank up the heat.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here to remind you that the famous Bay Area pizza company Amici's East Coast Pizzeria now has a location in Sacramento, offering takeout and delivery to the greater Sacramento area. You can check out their menu and order online at amicis.com and click on the Sacramento location. And as a special deal all this week, order any large pizza and get a second pizza of equal or lesser value for half the price. Use code half off at checkout. So when you want a great deal on pizzas this week, use promo code half off at amicis.com and Amici's delivers.
Slash presents Serpent Festival, a celebration of the blues. Friday, July 12th at the venue at Thunder Valley, starring Slash, Warren Haynes Band, Beautifully Broken, Samantha Fish,
Y'all guesses I could death wish.
and Eric Gales.
It's gonna be a steep climb.
Don't miss an all-star night of blues, Friday, July 12th at the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Serpent Festival.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
If you've been on the American River, it's uphill, it's downhill. There's trails everywhere that you can walk, and it just makes you happy. And I couldn't walk, and it was terrible. I was turning into a real crab. I went to the Good Feet store, and I tried on the arch supports. I could not believe that I was not in pain. I can walk, I can run, I can jump, I can do anything. My name's Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
The Good Feet Store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Catch some Aggie football this fall and save money while doing it. Grab one of our all-new mini plans and save up to 40% off single-game tickets. With our can't-miss home slate of games this season, you can pick 82 games for just $60 or any 3 games for $75. Pick the games that fit your schedule and come support the Aggies on their quest for a Big Sky championship. Mini plans can be purchased by calling the ticket office at 530-752-2471 or online at ucdavisaggies.com/tickets. Go Ags!
The Open Championship celebrates its 152nd anniversary this month at Royal Troon in Scotland. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. The game's top players assemble for a chance at the coveted Claret Jug. The Open Championship is about tradition, excellence, and class. And you'll find similar qualities at Naturewood Home Furnishings as they assemble the finest furniture and brand choices for your selection. When you visit Naturewood, you'll be amazed at the gallery of superior furniture available for your lifestyle, for your decor, for your home. This weekend during Naturewood's bedroom sale, you're sure to find the perfect piece you've been searching for. Naturewood is proud to bring you Open Championship updates on this station and proud to offer you the finest furnishings available. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the Watermill.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
I told you when we tipped off the show, we had big news coming today. We found out what group the Kings are in the in-season tournament. Jay's been just on pins and needles. We'll get to that top of the hour. We have the news, Jay. Is it good news or bad news? We'll let you know.
I'm just gonna give you.
So Drapes, you're
Group
at
B.
Cox. Yeah, it's Group A, but you're at Cox Pavilion, right?
Drapes, you're on mute.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Here's
sorry about that.
He didn't mute his computer.
Do you guys think less of me or more of me when I tell you this? Last time I was at Summer League, I can't remember how I got there. We're staying at the Mirage, and then
get ready to close.
And then we after the game, my phone was the battery was dead, so I couldn't call anybody. So I just walked back from Cox Pavilion to the Mirage. It was a little bit of a hike, and it was a little warm. But it was fine. You think
Vegas, baby?
Yeah. You think less of me or more of me or the same?
Well, hold on. What time? It was Summer League, so
it was in the afternoon.
Cooking.
I don't know about that, bro. I'm trying to. Oh, this was pre-Uber days and stuff like that.
I probably, it was. Yeah.
When taxis were prevalent, baby.
I know, and I don't know. I don't remember why I was like, I'm just gonna hoof it, and I think it was a little further than I thought.
But did you regret it afterwards?
A little bit, yeah, because it was like, man, it was really far.
And everything.
You get there, and just, how are you? What happened? No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Looked like just the steam rising off my head. No, I'm good. Yeah, let's go get something to drink. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. So we'll get to that news on the cup. We have the in-season tournament's looking different this year. So we have we know who the Kings are playing. I wanted to see what you thought of this, Drapes. Charles Barkley up at Edgewood, for the golf tournament. He was I think it was Mike Tissell, Channel 3, asked him about the Warriors. Charles Barkley going way back to their first championship. He said they're a jump shooting team. They can't win a championship. He was wrong. They went on to win many, but I think right now, you tell me what you think. Charles Barkley may finally be right about the Warriors.
They got a mediocre team. They were mediocre last year. They're going to be even more mediocre next year.
Who do they need to go out and get?
They just all passed their prime. So that run is over.
How about that? They're mediocre last year. Be more mediocre this year. That run is over. Past their prime. It's over.
Charles is echoing what we've been saying for about 5 or 6 months now. I mean, Draymond's unhinged. Dude's getting suspended a couple of times a season. Steph Curry, as great as he is, for the Warriors to win, fellas, he has to play at an elite level. And he's at an age now where he just can't carry it anymore. He can show it in his games. We've seen it before. But, if Jonathan Kuminga is your second best player, you're not winning the championship. And that's no offense to Kuminga, but, it's the Warriors are far, if you were to rank them right now, and I'm not going to be a homer like Monty Poole is when he had the Warriors ranked ahead of the Sacramento Kings, like the Warriors at best are a play-in team. Like their ceiling is a play-in team, whereas the Kings, their ceiling to me is probably the top 4 seed, a 4 seed.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had a press conference today, and Mike Dunleavy talked about how their focus as they reshuffle is still winning with Steph Curry. Mike Dunleavy said, this was today. He says that guy can win wherever he wants. It's been a sprint here getting through the draft and free agency and summer league, but all that will get figured out. Steph, I think I can say pretty confidently, he'll be a Warrior for life. So still the company line is, we're going to do whatever we can to continue being competitive and hopefully win at least one more for Steph Curry. I don't know if that's a realistic hope.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, and this is what happens when you have an aging superstar. It's like, look at the Lakers right now with LeBron James. It's like you're trying to maximize his final years, but you got these young boys coming along, the Anthony Edwards, the Tatums of the world. And, unless you get one of those guys or somebody of that ilk, it's going to be hard. And so Steph's run, it's been great. He'll put up numbers. He'll still knock down threes. But, at best, if you were to really think about it, they're probably the 8th, best team in the Western Conference right now, maybe 9th, maybe even 10th. Like I still even got them behind Phoenix. As much of a dumpster fire Phoenix was last year, fellas, they still finished the top 6 seed. And I think they'll be even better. Another year together, a full camp, I think they'll be even better. And so the Warriors are a long way away, man.
Well, Mike Dunleavy apparently doesn't think so. Quote, with Steph and Draymond still at a really high level, we've got to be mindful of the decisions we make to stay at this championship level. We've gone over the tax to do this. We're serious about winning, end quote. I know GM's got to speak, GM speak, but to stay at this championship level, he's delusional. They're not at a championship level, so they can't. They stay here. They're a 46 win team going the wrong way.
No, you're right, man. He is delusional. I mean, because when you look at it too, sure they lost Clay, and sure they made some other moves and everything like that. But OKC got stronger. Dallas got stronger. I mean, you know how it is. Whitey, your analogy of being on I-80. I mean, people are zooming past the Warriors now. It's like, unless you're going out there and get a Karl Anthony Towns or a Larry Markkinen or something like that, that will put you back in the mix. But right now they're struggling.
The scary thing or sobering thing on some level is that they're another one of those teams that they won 46 games last year, right? Mike Dunleavy says, I think it would have been hard to run the same team back. 46 wins is pretty good. We didn't make the playoffs, but this isn't something where it's like broken completely. We just need to tune some things up. I think we've been able to do that, and we're excited about this group. All right, so the Warriors and the Kings both in the play-in. Which team has gotten better? The Warriors have they've made more moves, but they're kind of around the edges, fringy stuff, right? And they haven't delivered that punch like apparently they're still hoping to do with Larry Markkinen. I don't think that's going to happen, Drapes.
Yeah, the problem with the Warriors is they need top-tier talent. You know, they got some role players already. It's not like they didn't have role players, you know, with Kuminga and Moody and some, you know, Podziemski and Trace Jackson Davis. But they need, like, they don't have a big two, you know? Like, they don't have a second option that teams fear. The Kings have multiple now. You throw in DeMar DeRozan. Now teams got to fear him. The Kings, you know what the Kings are. They added, you know, if you're talking about a football team, they added, you know, some depth, you know, maybe a couple of special teamers or something like that, but they didn't add no skill positions. And so, sure, you got, you know, some nice little players, you know. I think Slow-Mo will help them out. I think Buddy Hield off the bench will have his moments, but to compete for a championship, you need upper level talent, and they didn't improve it when it came to that.
All right, let's continue with the football team analogy. Just if I'm being honest, I mean, I think the Kings added maybe like a McCaffrey type, you know, back receiver, but the pass rush, Drapes, where the pass rush is not, the secondary still looks a little iffy, right? I mean, isn't that just the fact of the matter?
It does, but you know what? Here's the thing, though, and I agree with you, Whitey. The Kings are going to outscore a lot of teams. Remember the Pacers?
Yeah.
Were one of the worst defensive teams. They were just giving up. People are like, oh, you can't win that way. How did the Pacers do in the playoffs? Pretty dang good.
They gave Boston as much trouble as anybody else.
Right, exactly. And so I think the Kings, you know, are a better version of the Indiana Pacers. They're a better team than the Pacers. And we've talked about it. The Kings doubled down on their strengths, offense. And there's still time to address some of the other needs. And you're right. You know, they got to shore up the line, or the defensive line, or the pass rush, or the linebacking core. Yes. But man, now you got CMC, you got Debo, you got Ayuk out there. You got your boy Brock Purdy. Like you got to keep up with these guys now.
Yeah. How about you, Jay? If the Kings are a football team right now, you look at them, where do they need the most help? If they're a football team.
Ooh. Probably on the line.
Which
they
one?
Need some line. They need defensive line. They need D-line, D-line help.
Yeah. That's like Keon is kind of like, oh, he's an edge rusher.
Yes. They need some D-line help. They need some right now they need some secondary coverage.
Yes.
You know, you get by the initial, as Drake said, could possible, as you talked about, could be possibly the best defensive backcourt in the league with Keon and Deere. Ain't that what Drape said?
I did say that, right?
But once you get past that and DeMar DeRozan and Malik Monk on the outside, they don't have nobody in the secondary help. They need some safety help, some corner and safety help, somebody to protect the rim.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like the old Chargers, Dan Fouts Chargers, right?
Oh, they could throw the ball around.
They can score, but they'd give it right back. But hey, it's a lot of fun to watch. When we come back, we'll take a look at Jay's been waiting all day for this. We now know what group the Kings are in for next year's in-season tournament, and we know the other teams are in the group with them. Is it good news or bad news? We're back with that. Drive Guy, Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
What's up? Talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. What's happening for Chrysler's Make This the Summer Sales events?
Right now, save up to $12,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 2500 Laramie or Tradesman. For work or for play, you pick. If you need a heavy-duty Ram truck, Hoblet should be your first stop to find what you need at the best price.
Oh, you're going all out this month.
From the time my grandfather opened the first Hoblet dealership back in 1949, one thing we've strived for is to treat you like family. That's why you'll find the big city selection and savings with over 400 Rams available, but the small town care and attention when you buy from Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram.
You won't find a bigger selection or better deals on the truck you want. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
12,000 total net savings on select new 2024 Ram 2500 and 3500s after 2,000 Hoblet Select inventory bonus cash. Laramies include 9,500 dealer discount and 500 first responder bonus cash for current members of qualifying First Responder Association. Tradesmen include 7,000 dealer discounts and 5,000 factory rebates. Rebates include 1,500 commercial bonus cash for current business owners with valid tax ID. At least 5 of each offer. Sample VIN 103767 and 221741. See dealer for details.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stable's proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable, available where fuel additives are sold.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Catch all the action at Sky River Casino. Enjoy over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room. Plus, with 18 elevated restaurants, bars, and lounge destinations, and Sky River rewards that add up and up. There's something for everyone. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun and experience new heights. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, getting ready to rock, groove, and have a blast with the Sactown Sports live events calendar. We've got an unbeatable lineup of shows that you won't want to miss. First up is Songs and Stories from Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees, coming to the Crest Theater July 21st. It's Brett Young and Chase Rice at Thunder Valley on August 3rd. Plus, Jason Mraz and the Super Band will be rocking Thunder Valley on August 9th. Then head out of the heat to higher elevation for the Truckee Music Festival on August 9th and 10th, featuring Kip Moore and Sublime. And here's your Live Nation lineup. On August 4th, don't miss the Outlaw Music Festival at Toyota Amphitheater, featuring Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp. On August 15th, 15th, catch Dottie Osmond at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Then on August 22nd, Creed Fisher takes the stage at Ace of Spades. And on September 10th, enjoy the timeless sounds of the Doobie Brothers at Toyota Amphitheater. Rounding out this rockin' lineup is the Lodi Grape Festival from September 12th through the 15th, featuring Joe Nichols and Smash Mouth. For information and tickets, visit grapefestival.com. And then stay tuned to Sactown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to the very best of the fins.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
It is all over the Kings Summer League opener. They fell to the Grizzlies. Drapes is there. I don't know if you have any more details, Drapes. We have it on. All I know is Memphis had a lot more than the Kings. It was a lot for Memphis. Final score, Memphis, Kings. Tough opener for the Kings today, Drapes.
Yeah, some turnovers. I watched the first half. Some turnovers doomed them. And give Memphis credit, man. They look like the old grit and grind, like Memphis playing hard. You know, they reminded me of the Houston Rockets, to be honest with you. They, made life miserable, or the New Orleans Pelicans. Like, they were scrappy. They were aggressive. They were physical. And I think it had our guys back on their heels a little bit. And unfortunately, we weren't able to light the beam. Although I will say, Kings fans were well represented out there, man. We were in the building. Oh, yeah. We were in the building for it. And so it was good to see.
103
Sacramento will take y'all.
103 to 83, the final. And I got to tell you, Drapes, you are working me today, because earlier today we talked to Zach Harper from The Athletic. Drapes and I had a disagreement over Bronny James at Summer League. Is he somebody that, like, you got to see him or not? And I was like, nah. And Drapes is like, yeah, it's one of the players I want to see. So we went to Zach Harper, went to Harper Tration and asked him, all right, what do you say? He came down on Drape's side. It really buckled me, because I was very confident in my position, but he solidly came down on Drape's side. So I lost that decision. And then right after that, I think we were talking about Bronny and how he might do today. And didn't you talk about an over-under like 5.5?
Yeah.
And I took the under.
10.
Yeah. Well, let's see. 9:43 left in the second quarter as the Lakers take on Houston. Yeah. Bronny's got 6 points already. He has 6 points in his first 6 minutes. He's a point a minute guy. So I'm getting killed today.
I told you, man, he was going to show out for the Lakers fans there. And, man, you're having a rough day, man. You might have to hit the reset button and, start this day over or something. He's got 6 already, huh?
Yeah, just 2 for 5 or something like that. But look, I said he wasn't even going to get to 5. Yeah, 2 for 5 already. 0 for 2 on his threes, though. That's a 26-26 tie here, second quarter. Yeah.
As Dennis Youngblood says, that was bad, Whitey. Dennis Youngblood in the chat. That was
Mark Spears. Mark Spears might have said that too.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Well, that's all right on losing the Harper Tration, because I'm still confident in my position, and I still say you kind of violated the spirit of the proceedings by, well, when it was your turn to present your case, all you did was tear down my side of the case. But it worked for you, so
it worked, right?
It did. It did. And I think Zach Harper said, oh, I like that. That's really good. So good for you. What do you make of this, Drapes? Frankie Cardicelli with the breaking news on X. The groups have been set for this season's Emirates NBA Cup. That's what it's called now. Here's who the Kings will play. West, Group A, Sacramento Kings, Minnesota Timberwolves, Los Angeles Clippers, Houston Rockets, Portland Trailblazers. What do you think, Drapes? Take Group A, Kings?
I mean, we know the West is tough, but
come on, Drapes.
I was going to say this is an extremely tough group, but then I'm looking at the rest, and I don't want to be in that Group C group with Denver, Dallas, Pelicans, Grizzlies, and Warriors. And so we got a chance. We got a chance in our group. The Blazers, that's going to be a win. Mark that down. Check. I'm saying it right now. July 12th, we're going to beat the Blazers.
Clippers are in decline.
Clippers are in decline. Rockets are coming up, but I still think we're a better team. And Minnesota, no, I like it. The thing about the West, fellas, and you know this, there's only really like 2 teams that are gimmies anymore, like Portland and probably Utah right now. Like the Spurs, I'm not saying we're going to sweep the Spurs or anything like that. And so at first glance, I was like, ooh, that's a tough bracket. Oh, Minnesota, Clippers, Rockets. But then I look at the other groups and I'm like, all right, it's not too bad. We got a shot here.
Mm-hmm. You like it, Jay? See, Jay's from the jump today when I mentioned the in-season tournament. He's like, no. What do you think, Jay?
You got a mediocre team.
I'm just saying, man. Portland, you got to have that. Like Drape said, we're checking that. I'm checking the Clippers too. No PG, okay. Unless they do something I don't see, fellas. I put the check by them too. I could see the Clippers falling out of the top 6 and fighting for the bottom 4. So
which is unfortunate for them. That's not a great way to open your new arena.
Yeah,
but I'm with you.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ballmer's not hurting for no money, so I'm not feeling bad for him. Mm-hmm. The other part about that is I just don't, and we haven't had this conversation. I don't want to say, well, I'll let Chuck say it.
Well, they just all passed their prime.
To me, that's what Kawhi is.
Yeah.
Kawhi is past his prime. Mm-hmm. I think I don't want to say he's done, but I think as far as being a star, and we had this conversation a few months ago, as being a superstar, I'm not sure Kawhi's a superstar anymore when it comes to his availability. So
his body's just breaking down on him.
Give me the Clippers. That's a W. The Kings have played Minnesota decently.
They have.
Right? They've went into Minnesota and got some W's, especially remember when they were hot. I felt like they were, couldn't be beat. The Kings went in there and got the W. I'm with Drapes. The Kings got a shot.
Mm-hmm. Drapes, did the Kings win back there twice last year? I know they had that game in November.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I remember the Malik game. Yeah. So,
I'm not scared of Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And
I respect them, but I'm not scared of them.
I don't want to be scared of Houston, but I am.
I respect them.
Based on history, we should be, but because they whooped our butts 3 times, I think it was last year. But back to Minnesota. Remember, Minnesota had started off 7-0 at home.
Yeah.
We gave them their first loss. And then other game we beat Minnesota, we didn't have De'Aaron Fox.
Right.
We went into Minnesota, no De'Aaron Fox, and beat those guys. So you're right. I'm not scared of Minnesota. I think we
So you know what I'm hearing, fellas? That's the Kings bracket to lose.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes.
You got to give the NBA credit, Drapes. I mean, they're going to be doing this for a number of years at least the next 4 years. The in-season tournament last year, it seemed like early on it was like, wow, this is great. By the time it ended, it was but they're going to continue to drill down on that for the next 4 or 5 years. And so they're starting it already here this year.
Yeah. Do you have a problem with it being called the Emirates Cup?
I certainly noticed, because we've had the discussion for the last year plus, when are the Saudis actually going to start to work their way in? And now it's like, well, this isn't airlines, right? But yeah, I thought that was very telling. I thought it was going to end up being like the Amazon Cup or something like that. So no, I don't have a problem with it, but I do think it's something to keep an eye on. And it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's something to keep an eye on. It's interesting. Maybe this is their first foray venture into getting their hands in the NBA. And so, no, you're right, man. It's and you know what it is. They named it the Emirates Cup. There's only one reason, right, fellas? It's because Emirates put up the most money. And, with the Saudis, they got a lot of money. And so, and we've seen the NBA, and I forget who said it. It might have been Barkley. Yeah, it might have been Barkley recently about the new TV deal, about how the NBA is selling out just for the dollar. Like the players, the owners, they're all being greedy. And who's to say if, some multi-billionaire, like with the Celtics being up for sale, could they be the first team owned by, somebody from Dubai or a Saudi? So that's something to keep an eye on, man.
Mm-hmm. As far as the players to keep an eye on at Summer League, Drapes is back with his list. When we come right back, Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, even though Brent Rooker was certainly deserving with his 18 homers and 54 RBIs, the A's electric closer Mason Miller is the team's representative in the All-Star game. Now, he joins a list of 5 other Oakland rookies who have been named to the team over the years. Names like Wayne Gross, Jose Canseco, Mark McGuire, Andrew Bailey, and Ryan Cook.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver that includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay to store bank account. Equipment taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real. And I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
One, right?
Bronny's up there. He's up there because I want to see him in person again.
Yeah,
I want to see, in front of this crowd, this Lakers crowd, will he put on the show? And you're telling me he's doing all right, 6 points.
Yeah.
In the first half. Yeah. So Bronny's up there, and this is in no particular order, guys. This is just people I'm interested in seeing. So we got Bronny, my boy Zach Edey. If he plays at some point, I would like to see him out there in person. Rob Dillingham, I would love.
I'm
to
with
see
you.
him. I think he's a bucket getter. I think he's an exciting player. And then the top 2 guys, Zachary Richachet and Alex Sarr. I don't know anything about these guys. What made them the top 2 picks? And you know how it is. Usually the number 1 pick, there comes with a whole lot of fanfare, a whole lot of excitement. The stadium is packed to see this guy. Victor Wembanyama last year. I don't sense any buzz with these 2 guys right now. And so I want to see for myself, all right, why were they the number 1 and 2 picks in the draft?
Yeah, I'm with you. My list is very similar to yours with the exception of I don't have Bronny. I have Tijan Salawan, but Dillingham is especially interesting to me. And I think Kings fans should be interested in that because, he's a guy that eventually Minnesota, they made a big move to get him. They're going to want him to take over for Mike Conley. Maybe not this year, but a little bit this year. And I mean, he's a big part of their future, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And, a lot of people think, that trade to send him to Minnesota is exactly what the Timberwolves needed. I know he's a young player and everything, but when you watch the Timberwolves flame out in the playoffs, it was because their offense outside of Ant Edwards, they couldn't generate any offense. Even with a veteran guy like Mike Conley, you need bucket getters in the NBA. And I think Dillingham, even though he's a little small in stature, I believe, but he's a bucket getter, man. He's a guy that I wouldn't be surprised if he has a number of 20-point games this season for the T-Wolves.
And I'm with you on Alex Sarr and Richachet, and that's on me, not on them. But I just feel like, if someone asked me, how good are those guys? I don't know. That's what I want. That's what I want to find out. They must be pretty good to go that high in the draft, but I'm anxious to find out myself.
Yeah, let me ask you, why you want to see Tijon, however you pronounce it? Why do you want to see him so bad?
Because from what I've read, he's just got tremendous upside, and he's 19, and he's got his ceiling. It kind of reminds me of what we used to hear about Kuminga, though Kuminga went higher. There's a lot of, we've talked all summer or spring about players we were looking forward to seeing in the draft, guys we liked a lot. But he's, to me, from what I read, seems to be one of those X factor guys. Like, he could be a great athlete, and we don't know yet, and we might not know for a few years. So that's why I'm just excited about seeing what I expect to be just raw ability.
Okay. I mean, and the thing about this draft, man, I feel like there's so many unknowns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So many guys who, were picked, first round, whether it's Risa Shea, Sar, Tijon is another guy, like, Matas Buzelis, I want to see him.
Lithuania, yeah.
And this is the place to do it. I'm bummed Zach Edey wasn't playing because I wanted to see him in person, especially with his size, how the Kings were going to handle him. But, I feel like every game there's like one or two players where, oh, he's on their team. Oh, let me check him out. Like, it's some diamonds in the rough, if you will, instead of the big names that we've seen in the past.
I saw something, and I have to say this is unofficial, but I saw something today that I think is encouraging from the standpoint of hoping that Devin Carter comes back sooner rather than later. And, like anybody does now, when you think you're sick or if somebody gets hurt, you go and you look things up online. And I looked this up at mayoclinic.com. Okay, so I was looking at labrum shoulder repair. And what I saw was most people can participate in sports-specific training about 3 months after surgery. And they may be able to return to sports fully after 4 to 6 months. That again, that's a Mayo Clinic website. Now we're talking about an elite athlete. Now I don't know the specifics of I'm assuming it's a run-of-the-mill labrum repair. And I'm hoping the way the Kings phrased it, like he'll be reevaluated in about 6 months. I believe that's what it says, in about 6 months. That gives him a lot of wiggle room there. I would think you would, if you're going to mention dates, you would probably want to put, you don't want to say he's going to be back in 2 weeks and then have people wondering where is he? So I think there's a really good chance that he may be reevaluated before that. I think there's a really good chance that we're going to end up going, wow, he wasn't out as long as I thought. At least that's my hope.
Really? Okay. All right. I need to look at the way they wrote that up because did it say maybe or?
I thought it said he will be reevaluated and I thought it said about 6 months. But even if it didn't say about 6 months, if Mayo says 4 to 6 months, you could return there. Yeah.
I got it right here. A medical update will be provided in approximately 6 months.
Yeah. See, so that's a conservative, and that's smart to do it that way. Now, I don't know. It could be that 6 months in, they go, you know what, he's not coming along. But to me, there's a lot of reason to expect that maybe even before that, he's like, yeah, I'm good to go. And I think it was smart of them to frame it that way. Again, at least that's my hope.
Well, I remember when I covered the Celtics and worked with them, that was the one thing that drove people crazy is that, they put it on a optimistic timetable. Oh, this guy will be out a week. Then 3 weeks later, it's like, what happened? You said a week. It happened with Kevin Garnett, back in 2009 when he got hurt. It was like, no, it's not a season-ending season. And then, 2 months later, we're shutting him down for the season. And so I hear you. You almost protect yourself too. And you take an optimistic view when he comes back.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, 6 months, but he's back in 5. Oh, that's great news.
Right. You're right. You turn bad news into like, wow, that's great.
Right.
Yeah. The Warriors, when Clay was coming back, they found that out the hard way. Because I remember they said Clay could be back around Christmas, and Wiseman was also hurt. And they said Wiseman could be back around Thanksgiving. Well, Clay came back in January, so it's like that was okay. Wiseman got re-injured. He never came back. Yeah, that year. So you had people going, hey, what's going on? And in fact, the Warriors had to admit, like March or so, well, he had a setback. He had another surgery that we didn't tell anybody about. So that looked worse than it had to. So I think framing it this way, it's the smart play. And again, fingers crossed. But I think there's every reason to hope that he's going to play next year. Unless something goes wrong, I think we're going to see him next year.
I like your optimism here, man. This is you normally you're Debbie Downer, but you you think this guy's gonna come back. I like that. And I'm with you, because let's be honest, when we heard 6 months, we were like, what? 6 months? Like nobody thought that. And so maybe it's more like 5, maybe in December or something like that. That would be huge. And so no, I'm with you. I'm gonna take the optimistic approach. And Jay's like, oh, he's done for the season. He's gone. We're not gonna see
or psychology, man.
I know. Oh, I see what you're doing. But I think this guy, we'll see him, man. And the question is though, and you brought it up yesterday, Whitey, how much will he be behind? No training camp, the team's rocking and rolling without him. How does he fit in once he comes back in January?
TR says he'll be out till January. We'll see. TR also says Whitey cuts his neighbor's lawn for free on a riding mower. I don't have a riding mower. I don't think my neighbor's lawn is big enough for me to use a riding mower. In fact, one of my neighbors doesn't even have a lawn. I don't know what they're doing over there. So TR, that is patently false. Okay. But I have thought about it. Sometimes I look at the neighbor and go, oh, I wonder if I should cut their grass, but I never have.
Well, TR is just spewing lies right now. He's just out here trolling because he said I eat olives with sardines. And so it's like, dude, gross. Never. So he's just looking for some attention, Hey, we're the LeBron James of the station, troll us. So you can get
He did. I think this is kind of borderline unforgivable because he says that about you and then he puts the 3 laugh emojis. That's like laughing at your own joke, right? You don't do that.
Let somebody else do it, right? He's on fire.
It ain't funny.
Chat, man. Check it out on YouTube, man. He is on fire. He's like, ain't got nothing. And what's today, fellas? Let me ask you that. What's
12th? Friday,
no,
12th.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you listening, TR. I appreciate you watching. But dog, it's Friday, big fella. You gotta have something else you want to do other than just troll us right now. Seriously.
What's the rest of the Kings' weekend schedule looking like, Drapes? They don't play again till Monday. Is that right?
Yeah, they're off till Monday. They are practicing tomorrow morning and Sunday morning as well. In terms of their game schedule, I got it right here. They play again on Monday at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock on Monday. I do believe against the Houston Rockets, right? No, the Utah Jazz on Monday.
Little Walker Kessler?
Yeah. No, but they shut Walker Kessler down.
Did they? Oh, I didn't see that.
George. Yeah. Neither of those guys are playing, so we won't see.
They played in Salt Lake though, because I saw Keontae go crazy the last game.
I think Zach Edey took care of him. Drapes, that's one thing that's unforgivable. Now I know if a guy's hurt, I get it, but the load management in summer league, there should definitely be rules against that, right?
No, but for second-year players, it's okay though, right?
No,
we did it with Keegan Murray, right?
Yeah, he did the Cali Classic and didn't play. And I think that's what Utah is doing. They let their stars play, their young stars playing in Utah, and then they'll shut them down for Vegas because they don't need to. That's what they did with Keegan. He played the Cali Classic and didn't play the Summer League.
Okay, well, that's a little different than like Zach Edey today. I think, like I said, I know if he has
a sprained ankle, White.
I know, but that's the only reason I was telling
in a sweatshirt
Jay earlier, Grapes, and I know you were there, so you couldn't see this, but the Open with Greg Anthony and Matt Weiner, that's all they're talking about. Zach Edey, and they're showing his highlights, and then they show him, and he's just, he's sitting there.
A graphics package, a whole graphics package they throw out there.
So it's possible they didn't know he wasn't going to play either.
Drapes, real quick, man. If you see Zach Edey across you and you see how HT, didn't have no clothes on, and Zach Edey's got a full-on hoodie, like, dude, what are you doing in Vegas? It's cooking in Vegas right now, is it not?
Dude, HT thinking he back in the Bahamas or something, right? You know what I mean? Like he in Jamaica or something. I'm like, dude, where your clothes at? It is Zach Edey. He all bundled up, man.
Right.
Like, dude, I'm seeing all kinds of things. I was talking to those guys, High Flyer and Jason Ross. I'm like, did you guys bring any jeans? When you go out to dinner or something. Then I looked down and Jason Ross had on pants. And I was like, bro,
Did he?
like, yeah, it's like 185 degrees outside. What are you doing? And I guess, you're seeing all kinds of styles out here, man, all kinds of trends and stuff.
Maybe you could go out with the high flyer and get him a sweatshirt or at least a t-shirt or something, right?
Dude, Sactown Sports got to up his pay or something because he couldn't afford a full outfit. I'm like, dang, bro, get some clothes on.
Did HT have a fanny pack?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that's when you got the small little the track trunks.
Yeah.
You can't even put your wallet in those joints. So you got to go with the fanny pack backpack.
He looked like Wesley Snipes and White Men Can't Jump out there, right? You know what I mean?
He did.
Okay. Well, we're going to come back and take a look at why the A's move to Sacramento's kind of throwing a crimp into baseball's plans to release the new schedule. We got Drapes in Vegas for Summer League. That and more coming up. Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Get ready for the Kia Vacaville Summer Sticker Sales Event. This is your chance to make it a summer to remember with incredible deals on select 2024 Sportage and Sorrento vehicles. Kia Vacaville is offering an amazing 1.9% APR for up to 48 months for well-qualified buyers. Or you'll get $1,000 bonus cash on specialty tag 2024 Sportage and Sorrento models. It's the perfect time to upgrade your ride and start your summer adventures. Imagine cruising down the highway in your new Kia from Kia Vacaville, enjoying the advanced features and comfort of the Sportage or Sorrento. Whether you're planning a road trip or just driving around town, these vehicles are designed to elevate your experience. But don't wait too long. These unbeatable deals won't last forever. Your adventure starts now at Kia Vacaville, where every journey is an adventure. Visit them today and find the perfect vehicle for your summer plans. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia Vacaville for more details.
This segment is brought to you by Kia Vacaville. Check them out at KiaVacaville.com.
Imagine the most beautiful panoramic setting. Endless waves crashing on a beach, kids playing in the park. Now, right smack in the middle of your perfect picture, imagine just one piece of litter. It doesn't fit, does it? And it simply doesn't belong anywhere. Certainly not in California. Not even one piece. Good news? If we work together, we will change it all. Clean California. Zero litter is the goal. CleanCA.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Golf.com's Alan Bastable offers 8 sneaky ways for stubbornly average players to break 80. First, play sensible tees. Hitting 7 and 8 irons into greens instead of hybrids give chances at 4s and 3s. Check the par. There's no shame in doing so on a par 70 course. 3, check the forecast. A day after rain can mean soft greens. 4, avoid big numbers. It's not the bogeys that will derail a 79. It's a couple of bigger scores. 5, you got to believe. Give yourself a pep talk and temper the feelings of gloom. 6, keep like-minded company. If you're a grinder, play with fellow grinders, or play with music, or gamble if that's your game. 7, a little luck helps. Even tour players recognize luck. 8, don't obsess over, breaking 80. You're going to know if you have a good round going, so have your partner keep score. At the 18th tee, ask where you stand, as it may affect the way you approach the hole. Sounds simple, huh? Now go out and do it. And have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Where do you go when you need someone to represent you? For me, you want someone that is local and that you can actually get to and talk with. There are plenty of big branded lawyers out there with the name, but you never get to talk to them. So go to saclegaldefense.com and connect with the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. He's local, he'll represent you, and he'll have your back. Whether it's expungements, wrongful termination, when you're in a spot when you need legal help, call the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at 916-304-9187.
Catch some Aggie football this fall and save money while doing it. Grab one of our all-new mini plans and save up to 40% off single-game tickets. With our can't-miss home slate of games this season, you can pick 82 games for just $60 or any 3 games for $75. Pick the games that fit your schedule and come support the Aggies on their quest for a Big Sky championship. Mini plans can be purchased by calling the ticket office at 530-752-2471 or online at ucdavisaggies.com/tickets. Go Ags!
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
I got a little warm-up question for you guys. Of course, next segment, we'll wrap things up with a Wayback Machine quiz.
Vegas style.
Yeah. We got Drapes in Vegas.
I'm more worried about Drapes' schedule.
Yeah.
What's he doing over the weekend?
I ain't got nothing planned. Probably read a book.
Never supposed to.
Drink some milk. Drink some warm milk.
Like chocolate or
2%.
Vitamin D. Where you going?
Strawberry milk. I might do.
Okay.
That's nice.
That's quick. I got you.
That's nice.
I'm a meditate. I might do some scrapbooking, something like that.
That's
stay out of
nice.
trouble, right? Like Dennis Youngblood.
Little basket weaving.
Yeah.
Basket weaving. Yep.
In the hotel room early.
Yep.
Yeah. Treat yourself. Maybe get some ice cream via room service or something, right? I mean,
right.
yeah.
A root beer float, Whitey.
I like that.
Wild side.
Yeah. Here's a question for you guys. Okay, who is the new lead assistant on JB Bickerstaff's Pistons staff? Pistons hiring who as the lead assistant on the new head coach JB Bickerstaff's staff? I wouldn't ask you if it wasn't, something where you'd go, oh.
Is this can we get a point for the Whitey's way back if we get this right?
No, this is just a warm up. Yeah.
Your boy Luke Walton.
That's right. Yeah. He spent the last 2 years as an assistant in Cleveland after 5+ seasons as a head coach of the Lakers and the Kings. What do you think of that, Drapes?
A lead assistant at that.
Yeah.
Not just back of the bench guy, second row guy, lead assistant. But they worked together in Cleveland, right? Luke was on his staff in Cleveland, and I think it's a solid hire. It's fine. I have no thoughts on it really. I don't know if Luke's good or remember with the Warriors, Luke Walton was 33-4 or something like that, or whatever it was when he took over for Steve Kerr, and then he flamed out in LA and obviously in Sacramento. But good for Luke.
Yeah, it's interesting how far his star has fallen. Like you said, after those Warrior years, he was like everyone wanted him to be the head coach, right? Yeah. And the Lakers, that was like score, and he actually did him. Well, I don't know if he did it, but I should say their defense improved a lot under him his first year, but they never got anywhere. That was like LeBron's worst year there, right? With the Lakers.
Was it? Yeah, probably. Yeah, that was a dumpster fire of a team that year, right?
And where would you say where did things go wrong for him here, Drapes?
If we're being honest.
Yes.
Which I always am.
And I wasn't here for all that, so I'm very interested in your answer.
He never had a good roster. Let's be honest. Like the talent, he had G League guys that aren't even playing anymore. Like the roster, like if Luke Walton had this roster, I don't know, but I would like to see. You know what I mean? Like the roster that he was coaching, he was trying to make, chicken salad out of chicken, what. Like it just was not a good roster. And, Monty comes in and upgrades it. I mean, think about this. Luke never got a chance to coach DeMontis Sabonis. You know what I mean? And we look back at that trade as really the start of the Kings changing, and Luke never was able to be here for that. And so the roster just wasn't good when Luke was coach.
Yeah. By the way, we know a lot of people have been calling as we've been talking about maybe the Kings should get this forward or that forward. And Drapes, I know you hear it. People call or they text us or they, on the chat, they hit us up and say, Sadiq Bey. Well, no matter what you think of that move, and I wasn't crazy about it, he's gone now. Sadiq Bey, I think it happened yesterday. Sadiq Bey is signed with the Wizards, even though he will miss part of the season recovering from knee surgery. So that's just Sadiq Bey, another guy off the board.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because I know we made the DeMar DeRozan move, but we all know more is needed, and it's like, all right, Monty, so far so good, but the job ain't done. You know what I mean?
Right.
We still need some more. So it'll be interesting to see what happens out here in Summer League. You got all the GMs out here, the coaches and everything. Everybody's talking to everybody. Players are out here as well. We'll see if the Kings can get something done in the next week or two, roster-wise.
And really interesting NBA news today. We discussed it earlier. You have Jalen Brunson signing with the Knicks. in a move that it's a largely, according to Woj, largely unprecedented financial concession to give roster flexibility to the Knicks. So Jalen Brunson agrees to a 4-year, $156.5 million extension. That's a ton of money, but it's $113 million less guaranteed than he's eligible to sign for a year from now. But what this does is he will have a chance to make that up down the road, that $113 million, and it gives the Knicks a lot of flexibility now. And as we discussed with Zach Harper, this is the NBA. I know the NBA frowns, or at least the players union would frown on something like this, but it's a great way for a player to help his team add talent in this age of aprons where it's so difficult to add talent.
Yeah, and I wonder what if Brunson's motives are to put together a winner, or like you said, he knows he'll get it back on the end. I mean, it basically would be like De'Aaron Fox signing his extension now. Instead of waiting until next year, maybe an All NBA, maybe he could get 35% of the cap, and so it's interesting. A star player would do that because when you look at Brunson, he's been underpaid, really. Let's call it what
that's a good point.
He got the Knicks, got him. I don't want to say on a bargain basement deal, but he, those couple of years he's been in New York, he's totally outperformed that contract. And so for him to leave some money on the table again right now, instead of going for that big, massive payday next year, but he's gambling on himself too. He's betting on himself that this is just the start and the money will come.
Yeah, this deal begins in 25-26. It will cost him, the deal that he is agreeing to, it will cost him $37.1 million over the next 3 years. There is a 4th-year player option, but his agent says this would set Brunson up to recoup the $113 million on a 4-year, $323 million maximum extension in 28, or a new deal in 2029 that would be 5 years, $418 million. So best
Jay,
of luck,
when we getting some of that money?
I'm trying to tell you, 76 billion, Drapes. I'm not an announcer. I'm not a play-by-play. I'm not part of it, but I'm gonna sign up.
You talk about the new TV deal?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's some money, man.
I need some of that basketball-related income. What I mean? That BRI that we hear about. And we're not asking for 70 billion or 70. Just give me an extra 100,000. I'll take an extra 100,000. I'd be okay with.
Yeah, that seems very reasonable.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't it? But I mean, it's a lot of trust from Jalen Brunson, not only in himself, but everything to go, who says the Knicks aren't sold? Like, there's so many factors that go into the fact of him betting in 3 or 4 years that he's going to get paid.
But doesn't it also say that is a guy who really is concerned about winning?
True.
We discussed earlier, not everybody really cares about it that much. You can't blame them. We're all built different. But there's a guy that's like, no, I'm going to get a lot of money. I want to win. If this helps us win, I will do it.
Yeah, I think so. Fellas, you can't tell me they don't have, and I want to be careful here, especially with Drapes here. Like a back door type, they gotta have something lined up for him to where he's gonna get some promotional money, or he's gonna be a Knick for life. When he retires, he's gonna come back and be an ambassador. He's got to get something. Like, he had to get some type of guarantee where it's like, look, you can be a Knick for life. Just come back, do your Larry Johnson, your Allen Houston, and don't do the front office thing. We'll parade you around MSG, shake some hands, kiss some babies for 10, 15 years, recoup that money. I don't know, but that's a lot of money to be passing up.
That's a lot of money. And let's not forget, his dad, my boy Rick Brunson, is on the staff.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Maybe, they make him the highest paid assistant in the league or something like that.
Pad his stats. I like where you're going, Drake.
You see what I mean?
And give him an extra $3 million for the next 5 years. Okay, I see where you're going.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying
this
it's
have anything
happening.
to do with what do we pay our assistants. Cap has nothing to do about that. Yeah.
Why does the assistant make more than the head coach? What's going on here?
Nothing to see here. Yeah. And Jay and Drapes, should I be at all worried about this move of the A's to Sacramento for next year? We talked about this yesterday. Frankie picked up the story at our website, sactownsports.com. It was in the Chronicle yesterday. MLB is having a hard time putting together their schedule for next year because of the fact that they got to coordinate. The A's are playing at Sutter Health Park, and also you got the River Cats are going to play there. And the Coast League, they have a certain schedule set up a certain way, and they're trying to avoid as many day games as they can because of the heat. So they're hoping to get things together, but it's very complicated, and there's no way around it. We're going to have a lot of day games next year. Should we be worried? Jay?
Yeah.
Should I be worried?
Yeah. I mean, not worried that they're going to come, but worried that it won't be an enjoyable product for fans. Like, think about it. If you're playing day games in this heat that we got going on right now, like, what's going on? And then what do you do, with the River Cats down there? I mean, it sounds the A's are looking like a team without a home. And I know they're coming to Sacramento. I know that's the plan for the next 3-4 years, but why is it so murky? Why is it so nothing can be clean with this franchise right now? It's always a but or a not quite or something like that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
geez.
So it's 81 games for the A's in that stadium, 75 for the River Cats, 156 games. So they got to play on the artificial turf because the grass would get torn up, and it's going to be very hot. So MLB and the A's trying to schedule as many night games as possible in Sacramento, but it's impossible to avoid day games. All Sunday home games will be day games, likely starting at 1 p.m. But that's just part of the deal, Jay.
Yeah, that's part of it. It's part of what you signed up for. Could have went a different way. Listen, I'm happy that they're rocking here in Sacramento. I'm on the campaign of, and Drape said for the next 4 years, I'm 30 or 40 years. I'm campaigning. So look, just saying, it's political season, fellas. Right? It's political season, and I'm not putting my name in it. We just lost a senator here in Sacramento City of Trees with Harrison Barnes. I don't mind jumping out there and leading the pack here for the Sacramento A's to be permanent. If they're having some problems in the turf, that means we need to put some grass in a brand new stadium, fellas. A brand new stadium needs to be had here in Sacramento.
You better get started.
And I can get my Carmichael Dave and politic.
That's going to take a while to get that sucker built. And then you'll be stuck here
3-4 years.
Sutter Health for 3-4 years.
Well, they're playing there 3-4 years anyway. Why are ramifications, deadly to me when at the same time Vegas not even close to having started 3-4 years?
I know. I just drove by the Tropicana on my way to the arena, and it's in shambles. They tore it down, but it's still some parts hanging, and don't look like much happening there right now.
They got that old Michael Jackson sign still up there.
Still up there, yep.
The Michael Jackson show, yeah. The Beating show,
still up there.
Well, watch out if Bipp becomes the new mayor of Oakland, and Oakland could be back in the hunt.
Yes.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah,
Jay.
You're not lying, especially in baseball and Manfred. You're not lying.
Yeah. When we come back, we'll wrap things up with the Wayback Quiz. I believe the week's championship is on the line next on Sactown Sports.
The weather is hot, and so are the deals this month at Premier Pools and Spas' Sizzlin' Summer Sale. If you've been anguishing in the searing Sacramento sun, we're here to help with scorching savings on new pools and pool remodels. After 35 years as the region's top builder, Premier Pools and Spas has the hard-won knowledge and expertise you need to seize your summer. But act fast before these deals melt away on July 20th. It's the Sizzlin' Summer Sale, only at Premier Pools and Spas. CSLB number 589234.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 tests under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem.
And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
I'll be back, man, in the grill this weekend with Janelle and Kenji visiting, and I want to remind you that not all gas grills are created equal, so bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meals with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill, turning me into a grilling pro. It's got features that other grills, they can't match them. They're built different, built better, built to last, made with premium stainless steel, boasting quality and a lifetime warranty. Napoleon grills and accessories are available right now at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ooma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
I'm a very active person that likes to move around and go. The pain I was in was really excruciating. It was actually debilitating. I was basically heading towards a sedentary lifestyle. I had really tried everything, but I quickly lost hope with all of the things that we had tried, and that's what led me to the Good Feet store. And when I found the Good Feet system, it really just changed everything. It brought me back to life. I have my active lifestyle back.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
The Open Championship celebrates its 152nd anniversary this month at Royal Troon in Scotland. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. The game's top players assemble for a chance at the coveted Claret Jug. The Open Championship is about tradition, excellence, and class. And you'll find similar qualities at Naturewood Home Furnishings as they assemble the finest furniture and brand choices for your selection. When you visit Naturewood, you'll be amazed at the gallery of superior furniture available for your lifestyle, for your decor, for your home. This weekend during Naturewood's bedroom sale, you're sure to find the perfect piece you've been searching for. Naturewood is proud to bring you Open Championship updates on this station and proud to offer you the finest furnishings available. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the Waterbury.
Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento Summertime Heat is back. And, of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And, as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Tether roof off, we're gonna tether roof off the mother sucker. Tether roof off the sucker. Tether roof off, we're gonna tether roof off the mother sucker.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Charles Barkley had some nice things to say about the Kings and Kings fans today up at Edgewood. Mike Tassell did a brief stand-up with him during Channel 3's broadcast, and Charles Barkley talked about why he likes the Kings so much. Quote, because I really pull for the Kings. They got some of the best fans in the world. They're the total opposite of those jackasses in Golden State. They're the worst.
That run is over. That's awesome. Another reason to love Charles. That's great.
Yeah. All right, it's time for the Wayback Quiz for July the 12th. Drapes in Vegas, Jay in our studios, and I don't need to remind you guys that the week's championship is on the line today. Yesterday, Kyle Draper with a pretty impressive win, I got to say, Drapes.
Resounding victory.
Oh, man, come on. That little 3-1
victory. Welcome Jay back from vacation with a smackdown.
Well, I see it's gotten easier around here. We went from college quizzes to junior high quizzes and everybody's getting options and things.
Well, here's what we have today's quiz. We have 2 multiple choice, 1 true false, 2 closest twos, and 1 of the old-fashioned, Jay, that you like, know it or don't.
That's
like,
it.
You know it or you don't.
That's it.
Yeah.
Use your mind.
So you're up first, Drapes. Everything in the quiz happened or is related to something that happened on July the 12th for these years, 1921, 1931, 1949, 79, 96, and 06. So, Drapes, you choose a year. We'll get going. Good luck to everybody.
06?
Yeah, 2006. Is that what you want?
Yep, let's do that.
All right. Okay. This is a closest to. So, do you want Jay to guess first?
Yes, Jay first.
Okay. This date, 2006, Brandon Roy of the Blazers sets a new Summer League record for scoring with how many points, Jay?
Ooh, it was 38.
38. Drapes?
39.
It was 35.
Yeah, there you go. I was trying to, I knew it was a little bit in the 30s. I didn't want to go 40. I was trying to move them around.
Murray had 41 back at the California Classic 2 years ago.
Yes, but in 2006,
listen to the story.
Brandon Roy
See what I'm
set
saying?
a record.
He's already over. He's already in.
Okay.
He's already in Vegas mode. He's got his root beer float. Don't worry about it. Mark me up right there, White.
Yeah,
Mark me up.
Yeah, and you're up, Jay.
Thank you. Give me the years one more time,
21,
please.
31, 49, 79, and 96.
I'm going 1921.
1921. This is a multiple choice. Babe Ruth
here
hit
we
career
go with
home
this
run
guy.
number 137, which at the time moved him into first place on the all-time list.
Oof.
With what team would Babe Ruth hit number 714? The final home run of his career. He would do that with what team? Red Sox, Braves, or Yankees?
The Braves.
That is correct, Jay. Jay with the 2-0 lead.
That was an easy one. That was an easy one.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. But that was a good question.
Boston Braves.
Yeah. It's the Braves.
Yeah. Drapes, you're down 2-0. You feeling nervous?
Hammer and Hank got him.
No, I mean, you skewing the questions to Jay.
Oh, here we go.
I mean,
well,
all right, man.
You're up.
Is Steve Bullpen or somebody around there that can help you today?
Right. 96.
Yeah. 96. All right. It's closest to once again.
Jay goes first.
All right, Jay.
All right.
This date, 1996, Michael Jordan signs a 1-year deal with the Bulls worth how much?
31 million.
Drapes?
30 million.
It's 30.1 million. So I believe
I get that.
Yeah,
Closest.
Drapes is closer.
Oh, that's the show
Close.
stuff.
He's closer.
Dang.
Yeah.
I thought it was 31. It was 30.1.
30.1.
Ah, okay.
Yes. So
I knew
Drapes,
it. I had the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drapes has a point.
That
Jay,
was sneaky.
you're
That
still
was
up.
sneaky. That was that man. That was.
You gotta let it go.
Yeah.
You gotta let it go. You're up
I
2-1.
got you. No problem. Here we go.
And you're up.
Let me wrap them up like a Christmas gift. What we got?
31, 49, and 79.
Let's go 31.
1931. Got true
Digging in the
false.
crates, baby.
True false for you.
Okay.
Good news there is
So I can't feel this.
he can't get a point on this. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
True or false? This day, 1931. An overflow crowd that spilled onto the field led to a record 32 ground rule doubles in a doubleheader between the Cubs and the Cardinals in St. Louis.
What? Say that again.
An overflow crowd that spilled onto the field led to a record 32 ground rule doubles in a doubleheader between the Cubs and the Cards in St. Louis.
That's got to be true. I never heard of that.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah, I'm like, it got it. That's crazy.
No, see, but usually Whitey will fudge the numbers or something like that to try and throw you off. No, it's actually 31.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
as
so you
long
gotta
as I
watch
got
it.
you thinking like that.
Yeah, I thought like that
gotcha.
too, Drapes. I was like, he put like one number in there to trip me up.
Right.
That's I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah. The place seated like 36,000. They had 45,000, and they had so many fans they were like spilling over the fence into the field. So
Really?
fly ball into the crowd. It's like ground rule double.
I had no. I'm
I've never
going
heard
to
that
look
either.
that up. Yeah.
All
I'm
right,
interested.
Drapes. You still got time, but you need to make things happen here. 1949, 1979.
I love you, man. High flyer Jason Ross just walked in, man. I love these guys. All right, what was the dates again? I'm sorry.
49 or 79, and you're up again.
79.
79. All right. What? This is the you know it or you don't. What American League team had to forfeit a game because of unplayable field conditions on Disco Demolition Night?
Oh, I remember this one. Disco Demolition. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get this wrong.
What American League team had to forfeit a game because of unplayable field conditions on Disco Demolition Night?
White Sox.
He's got it!
Dang.
Clutch!
Dang.
So, Jay.
I was hoping he was going Detroit, stay in that Midwest, you know.
And I know we're running out of time here. Let me know if we got to go. 1949, you could win it, huh?
I said we do got to go.
We got to go. What's your question?
Go ahead and question. I'm still up. I'm up. Go ahead. Shoot it.
1949, MLB owners agree to add what to baseball fields? Warning tracks, bullpens, on-deck circles.
Warning track.
That's it.
Come on, baby.
He got it.
Wrap him up.
Got the win.
Closed caption, like a show. Roll the credits.
How come it was all baseball? His favorite sport.
Send them to Vegas.
There's not a lot of football on July 12th. I
All right,
can't help that.
It was all baseball. What about Olympics, boxing? Give me something else.
Careful what you wish for. Congratulations, Jay. Thanks, Trey.
Thank you, man.
Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you
He
Monday.
still won. He's in Vegas. So
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
All right,
Infinity Sports Radio's next on Sactown Sports. Have a great weekend.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges